hoping I'll have a decent show today, but still no new real-time stuff to talk about besides that I'm pretty much done with my Terra Scorcher. I do need to take a part off to use it because it holds the front bumper, holds the bumper in place up front. So I have a little more things to do, even though it's basically built right now. I haven't touched it to fix that problem. The ARs are being held by pins that weren't with the car, so they wouldn't put pressure on the A5 part. If anybody's familiar with this car, it breaks, and I need it to be able to hold the bumper, and the metal part I put on it doesn't. But I can use the pin still with that part, and it'll keep the pressure off that part better. So I have to fix that. But it's basically done. Got to be painted and decal.
Is that a custom bumper you're putting on there?
No, it's the bumper that came with the car.
Okay.
Hey, Corey. So this is what it's looking like right now. Can anybody see that?
Now, let me present you. Yep.
So it's basically done. I have to take that front metal piece out and use the original one and use the pins to, so I have to, unfortunately, try to take C-clips off of it without actually having to tear down the whole front end to get to that. Hopefully I can still do it and then put the pins back in place and put the C-clip back in place. So that's the situation with it, but it's basically done. I don't know that I'll be getting anything done with this weekend, since my friend says, since it's Holy Saturday, because it's a day before Easter, he won't be able to join me this weekend. So it'll be another week after, it'll be the weekend after this, that hopefully I get it taken care of and send the box out.
Okay.
To get it painted.
Hey, hi, how are you?
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I said, hi, how are you?
No, we're not high, no.
Oh, I'm high.
yeah, well, if you do hey Corey, if you start doing I forgot, do you have a I think I'm sub to you if you don't have a sub yet.
We live?
Yes,
yeah.
We are.
Already?
So
yes, we are.
If you could get noticed by the elf, and maybe he will give you a stack of cars eventually. He hasn't put anything out in months for anybody recently.
I'm working on my wishing well, so
The Scale Builders News came out with something, but I thought it was a April Fool's joke. But
I've seen it today, Tank.
But
yeah,
it makes no sense. The way this is wide
doesn't make no sense.
To me, this looks like a mock-up and photoshopped. I don't think this is real.
That's what I seen on his video today, Tank.
I think that looks cool. And
said the cross was coming out.
And it's too bad Dirt couldn't get it.
This is the AT6 chassis.
So that is the 6x6 chassis, right?
With the emo body.
Yeah.
But with the emo body. But the problem is so it's got the long shock. It's more of a crawler.
Go ahead. At the bottom, the back don't flip over, he said.
Yeah, the back won't flip over. It's to basically compete against the TRX6.
Yeah.
So maybe it's true. I don't know, but it looks kind of cool. We'll see. It is a teaser. I have no idea where he got this from, because I actually looked on the Japanese Cross RC website and also on the other one, the normal one, and nothing is on there. Nothing is on Facebook, both the Japanese Facebook or the US Facebook. Nothing is on there.
Nothing, huh?
It's carrying a Kyosho Challenger.
Yep. But this thing is out for pre-release right now, and price is $660, which is about $880 Canadian,
Now,
which
does
is
that,
not bad because it's the same price as the TRX6, but to me, it's a heck of a lot better.
does the body back go up and down?
Oh yeah, hell yeah! And the good
Okay.
news is on that, and we'll go through that in a couple seconds.
So the
See if-
new emo bodied, the new 6-wheel drive is over $600.
No, this
Cross should
one,
have done that. Cross should have done that if they were gonna, they should up, up one to
Okay.
my, I mean, not to
Brad,
my.
are you watching your TV now?
Traxxas.
I'm watching both.
Okay, this is the WT4 is $660.
That means it's
Yeah.
more expensive than the emo.
Is that a kit tank or ready to run?
This one, there is no pricing yet. But like I said, to me, I doubt it's real, but it could be. What's that your question?
Was that other one, with that one right there, is that a ready to run or a kit?
No, this is a kit. It's written right here,
Okay.
kit.
Kit, yeah. I
So
didn't
basically, it is
see,
a
oh
kit.
yeah, there it is. I see it.
Now, what's nice with this kit is it is unassembled. You got to paint it. The body will come not painted. And if you order it, it is a non-refundable pre-order, which means you order it, when it comes, you'll get it. But the
You'll
problem
get it.
is there's
You
no
don't know when
guaranteed
it's,
date.
oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Tank. I'm sorry.
There's no guaranteed date yet for deliveries because they don't even know when they're going to be getting it, but they know the price. So, which is not bad.
little.
So manufacturer is Cross RC plastic. It is 1/10 scale, which
Oh,
is
they're
nice.
both cross RC then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many
This
people you
one
think are gonna get
is
the full-
only. Go ahead, Brad.
how many people do you think are gonna get the WT vehicle?
I will. I
You will?
asked the hobby store to put on order for me today.
That's the tow truck one.
That's
right?
that's big money for you, Frank.
It's the real one, but it's a
It
real
is.
tow truck. Real flatbed.
Yeah, I saved some money. The money I made for that 50/50, I kept a bunch of money just for this truck.
Just for that.
I
Yeah.
did not spend. Okay, the thing is for this truck, it is a 2-wheel drive truck.
Mm,
It is
Yeah.
a rear-wheel drive.
right.
So this vehicle is highly simulated the design of the American style road rescue vehicle, which
Yeah,
is
it's for
made
the road,
used
right?
for civic road rescue and racing vehicle transportation. So it is not a crawler or a tail truck.
No, it's a
because
tow
the-
truck.
Yeah, the WT4 is a rear-wheel drive, and it is driven by a front motor. The rear axle is equipped with manually adjusted differential lock.
You can lock the rear end.
Yes,
So
Yeah, but-
that's gonna be one of your vehicles you run in downtown Ottawa.
which enables a vehicle to be the ability to light off-road and also on uneven roads.
No, maybe
Yeah.
some snow.
What?
Maybe you'll be able to drive it in some snow with the locked rear end.
Maybe, not too deep, yeah. The WT4 rear rescue platform has a function of electric lifting and rear sliding system, which is nice. The car body is made of quality ABS material and a simulated engine and cab interior, which is very nice, I find. Chassis is made of all metal and is equipped with a 2-speed transmission, which is nice. The 2-speed transmission, like that, if you have a heavy load, put it in low.
Yeah.
Manually adjusted differential lock rear axle, simulated light, and electric rescue platform operating system.
This is ready
So
to make. Ready to
Yeah.
make. Ready made.
And an electric rescue platform operating system, which is nice because what they say here, what comes with the vehicle is equipped with an electric lifting and backsled.
Right.
I wonder what 1/10 vehicles you can fit on the back of it.
Well, dimension for the deck is there.
That looks scale.
Oh,
You
I had
okay,
to drink a
Tank?
drink of water. It does say you're going to need a standard. You need to purchase a speed controller and a steering servo, 25 kilogram medium shifting servo, and a
Yeah.
6-channel remote.
Gonna have lots of lights on it and everything. Gonna have an interior too.
Yeah, it's got an interior, engine bay, and all that. Equipped.
Cool.
So the slide, the thing that makes the bed go back, it comes with it. That's what I'm happy with. You don't have
Yeah.
to figure out how to make it work. It comes with all electronics to do this.
It's probably servoed, right? You think it's hydraulic?
No, it's not hydraulic. It's probably
Servo?
it's not a servo, an actuator. They call
Oh,
it.
okay.
like a
Is that like a
worm gear
push
actuator.
pull?
It's probably an actuator worm gear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you get that? You'll have to show it to me because I want to see. I need to get a push pull for my trailer truck.
So it is equipped with an integrated electronic control operating system. It will come with the lights, and it comes with
Integrated
whatever
electronic
box is going to
control.
control this.
That's a mouthful. I mean, what is integrated electronical? What do you said?
Yeah, it comes with all the electronics to make the bed operate, and the
Okay.
lights also. Front motor, rear single axle, dually rear tires, which is nice. Scale engine area, scaled interior,
That's cool.
will be sold as a kit. And it comes with the LED lights.
And you said that's about 700, right?
It's not a bad price for what you get. Like
No, it's not.
the other website were saying it was going to be $3,000. Like I knew
Yeah.
they were out to lunch, like really out to lunch. So
That would be a lot. Oh, I remember you saying that. We looked at that before, didn't we?
Corey says there's gonna be a lot of Fords on the back of that record.
probably.
A lot of
So
T-Rex
here's
Fords.
a small actuator, I think, a small one. And here you see that this thing in the center, that's the worm gear
Yeah.
that's going to push this back.
Oh, okay.
And you can actually put a winch, and I probably will put a winch like that, that one on mine.
Yeah, then you can pull the car up.
Oh, look at that
and push the-
interior.
You know,
You got a full motor, you got interior, because the motor is actually right underneath this this seat.
oh, look at the motor is cool too. The fake motor.
Yep.
It looks like it's got a radiator and that's nice.
Fluid boxes. Old fluid.
And I like the fact that they came with a little piece here. It looks like a little piece
Yeah.
of rubber, just like the real
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
It's got the fenders. Got the
It's
grill.
too bad they didn't make it 4-wheel drive though. That's all.
Yeah, true.
But they're keeping it for road. I mean, they're doing what,
Well, these trucks don't usually come 4x4, but
right. In the real world, they don't come 4x4.
So it's basically like that other company's truck, just with a newer body on it.
what other company's truck?
The one that had that really thick leaf spring system on it.
I'm not sure I
Definitely.
understand which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember that one either, Brad.
Got the name of it.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Josh.
I didn't even hear you come in. I was just so busy talking about that I didn't even hear the bing,
You were
bing.
excited about that truck, so
Yeah.
The SRX should be out this month or next, Corey.
I was too busy cutting Tank off.
Scale Builders News, Scale Builders News, we're going to do some advertising for him, talked about a couple things, and I did get the links because he's got them in his chat. And we're going to talk about that, Brad. Do you mind?
No,
Did you watch the Scale Builders News?
I watch it every now and then. I didn't watch it this time around. I think I've been out of the system for about 3 days, so I haven't
I
used my
watched it
phone.
earlier.
I don't use my phone all the time. You know that, Frank.
Okay.
It's
So-
weird.
He did talk about this truck, and then he talked about the MST. Did you want to say something, Keith?
Well, no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I watched him today, but it's weird. He's usually pops up all the time, but this is like the first time I've seen it in months.
Okay. So looks like MST has a new drift car,
Mm,
the RMX M S kit.
Porsche.
And the 70s Porsche body.
Yeah, you either get this Porsche body or this
Miata
one.
body, which is like the first body they ever. That's like the first Miata year.
Okay. So it looks like they have a whole bunch of different things that you can do with this
Porsche looks cool.
RMX.
It'd be cool if they would have. I wonder if it'd be nice if you could put the GT3 Maya body on
Are
it.
they two-wheel drive tank?
Those they should be rear wheel drive kit.
Rear-wheel drive?
Rear
Yeah,
wheel drive.
that's what a lot of the, damn, I lost this again.
Yeah, I wonder if you could fit the Maya's new GT3 body on that instead of using the old.
Does-
If it's a regular 200 millimeter, it should fit. Yes.
Yeah, right on the last page, it says it fits the Tamiya M chassis.
On the last page, you said.
Yeah, when you were clicking through there, right there, suitable for Tamiya M car body shells.
Yeah, I would hope someone would use the GT3, the new modern GT3 body on it.
Yeah,
That'd
as
be
long
cool.
as it's an M chassis, yeah. Because it is a short wheelbase,
I
and
think,
so is the Porsche.
yeah, I like the Porsche.
Yeah,
I think
the
the
Tamiya
drifters are
Porsche.
going two-wheel drive now, right?
Mm.
More.
So you can put it rear mounted. The motor's in the rear high center of gravity.
Look at where the
Here's-
ESC is.
Is that just
know
like
the
the
ESC is
Red
the
Cat one with the 3 different motors?
Looks like this one has 4.
4? Oh, medium, yeah.
But there's a mode 1 and mode 2. Oh yeah, that's where you put the ESC. You put the ESC in the back, or you
Yeah.
put the ESC in the front. So basically, motor position, there is 3 motor position, but if
And
you put
ESC position. And a
yeah,
couple of
your
ESC.
your ESC, if you put it in the back, then it just puts more weight in the back.
Yeah.
I like what they've done here for the it's a new design for the A-arm to actually push it out, and it's got little measurements on there. Kind of interesting.
Oh,
So-
it says to my M car bodies. The new Porsche is on a TT02.
Do
We
you
said
think,
that a couple minutes ago, as long as it's an M chassis. You weren't listening?
It's not an M chassis.
I
on
know
a
the new
TT02.
one is not an M chassis.
so Tank, do you think they're more of a trend for two-wheel drive drifters than the four-wheel drives? No?
Real drifters, real people that drift competition only drift with rear wheel drive.
Yeah.
They do not drift with a 4x4.
Yeah, because my hobby shop won't even let you go on the track if you got a 4x4.
They only let you on the track with a 4x4?
No, they won't. They won't let you on
Okay.
the track.
Oh, look how small it is, smaller than the other ones.
Yeah, that don't look like 10 scale.
It
That
is.
Porsche was pretty small in real life anyways.
Yes. It
They've
is
gotten
a
bigger
short
over the
wheel.
years.
And that car was short too, in real life.
Another thing they talked about is a Yokomo. And look how where they put the battery on this one in the motor. Way up,
Jeez.
way over
Yeah, a lot of weight back there.
That's real high center of gravity there.
oh yes. Oh my God, this is friggin' high, the bulkhead. This is very interesting how they've done that. Instead of bringing everything down, they brought everything up. to the top
Yeah,
of the tower.
everything up.
And then the
Or I mean, like in the middle, ain't there supposed to be stuff in the bottom too? It's like there's nothing there.
gyros completely on the bottom. Usually it's the battery there, but then they put all the weight on top. It's crazy. Man, this motor is so high, and then you got the big spur gear that goes to another gear that's to the transmission.
Didn't they have a funky name on that one tank? Like load transfer system or something like that?
Yeah, we'll look at it in a sec.
It looks like it will wheelie the front end.
Yeah, he said he actually watched some videos and it was actually lifting the front end.
Oh, yeah.
I can do a search later on this. Super Drift Yokomo SD 1.0 LT.
Look at how the shock was bowing there, the spring.
Wet spring.
Yeah, if you go back to the picture you had before, right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I like how it's twisted.
Mhm. Now it shows that it's easy access like this to open up the diff. I guess they plan that you're going to blow a lot of diffs.
And that's the only position it allows that car to drive on, huh?
That one only has one position, yes.
That's a problem.
Why is that a problem?
Some people are not going to like that. That's expensive too.
Yeah, how much is that? Oh, $400. Wow.
Uh-huh.
And that's a kit. It probably does not come with it's nothing. No servos, no ESC, nothing is included with this.
SD10.
Yeah, they're gonna want them guys
Oh yeah, the
usually want
front end
their own
just lifted a
stuff.
bit.
You know, they want their own gyros and servos and all that stuff.
Yeah, the front wheel is coming off the ground. We'll go
It's
full
hard to
speed.
believe
Look
that they
how-
can
Yeah,
how-
there you
scale
go.
with it.
Wow, that looks cool. It looks like a cool effect. Another thing you talked about is FureTech is coming out with a new cage, titanium cage.
Titanium cage?
Yes, titanium cage. That's what's written here.
And how much do I see it going for?
$150. How many do you want?
Yeah, right. That's expensive.
That's pretty cheap for a titanium cage. Now, before the size, it's crazy. I think it is a little bit on the expensive side, but
It's a crawler. Is it a 24 scale?
yes, sir.
I think that's for the 18 scale, the cap.
Yeah, UTB 18. So it is 18 scale, but keep in mind, they basically almost use the same axle and same tires. Sometimes it's just different body.
I mean, that cheap crawler that I got with the tracks on it, that body's metal on it,
Mhm.
which is nice for such a car at 14 scale.
So this is made for direct replacement for the actual UTB 18.
Oh, so they can
Okay.
but they won't get, they'll get some weight from it, but titanium's very light.
Mhm.
I wonder what it weighs in comparison to the cage.
Weight is 167.3 grams.
And it's, the color is raw titanium.
And yellow panels.
If you want red panel, use some pink.
Or get real fancy and use vinyl, wrap it.
Yes. Let's see how much this one weighs. This is the 124th. Wonder if they have a weight on that. They should have a weight on
Corey
that.
thinks that Corey's worried it's not, it's a finish of titanium, not real titanium.
I don't know. They say titanium. Everybody's doing, I guess they're not showing the weight on the other one. Oh well. Another thing you talked about is Carton. You ever heard of this company, Brad?
Does it say Arton?
C-A-R-T.
Carton. No, but it
That's
looks
what
like
I
they make
said.
differentials.
M chassis cars. So they do make M chassis.
With metal gears. I wonder if that those gears will fit a Maya.
Oh, Brad, I ordered my chassis today.
The parts for the Beetle.
Yep.
Phone booth.
Good. I bet you can't wait to get that running again.
Yeah.
Because
Next
they
thing you
came
know,
out with a
Josh is
new
going to get one because he talked about it.
M210. So they came out with a new chassis, M210. Let's go see what it looks like. M chassis. Yeah, that's the one I had open. Front wheel drive, rear ready to run.
I'll be back in a minute. I got to get some
Rally.
clean water.
Rear wheel drive, rear wheel and front wheel, right?
It should be.
Do I see a 4-wheel drive one in there?
Well, the rally should be 4-wheel drive.
Unless it's
This-
based on an older rally car, which was only 2-wheel
That's the
drive.
drift. So this is the front wheel drive.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's interesting. All the guts and things like that are gone for the rear. So you must be able to just
Make
put
it-
the drive shaft to go through.
So this chassis is for front wheel, rear wheel, and all-wheel drive.
Now motor position is different also. This motor is right here in the back compared to this one. The motor is actually in the middle. The spur gear's in the middle. So there is some differences in the rear wheel, front wheel drive.
So they have mid rear wheel drive.
Yeah, mid motor. Yes. And this one basically is the motor is mounted in the rear, but that's a 4x4.
Yeah, I could see the drive shaft. How much is this kit?
This one's 4x4 also. I guess they don't have a. They do say drift, but it is a 4x4. So all the rest are 4x4, even the rally. How much is the kit?
Yeah,
Not much.
what's not much.
They don't show.
So they have front wheel drive, all-wheel drive. I assume there's a rear wheel drive version of it. Why? Might as well have all your bases covered.
They have to be, because when I look at this, especially the picture here, you see that in this casing. Too bad I can't make it bigger.
And I bet you could fit an M chassis body on it.
That's the front of it.
It's a nice chassis. What do you think, Frank?
There's the mid. Yeah, there's no output here to put it in the rear. But I don't see how come you can't flip that around and have it rear wheel drive.
Just like the new MB-01 Tamiya.
See, you actually see here the holes in the rear
Uh-huh.
where you could put
Oh,
the guts.
And it's all carbon fiber. I think this chassis is not cheap.
Probably not, but I don't see any pricing right now, so contact, download, I guess you gotta contact them.
So I bet you could put Tamiya bodies on it, hopefully.
Well, it is an M chassis, so yes, as long as they're M chassis bodies, that's what they're writing, it's an M chassis, so it's for short wheel.
I also wonder if this M chassis has adjustable wheelbase for short, medium, and long.
They don't say. I don't think it does. Yes, there's 3 different wheelbase. You can put it 210, 225, and 239.
Okay. And the M chassis are the same way.
They also have 1/10 scale touring cars.
Let's see their 10th scale touring cars.
Again, they have the 4x4 version, but I can't make it bigger.
What's up, Sergeant J?
Hey,
in the
Jason.
chat. Sergeant, come in here after, will you? Gonna talk to you.
But I can't blow it up.
Did I see rally treads on that?
Yeah, this is the rally chassis, and this is the front wheel drive chassis. And again, this one is mid-motor.
So now they're making a front wheel drive chassis like Tamiya made the FF chassis. So they're making a front wheel drive version of it too on the touring cars.
Yeah, this front wheel drive mid-motors is just like their M chassis one with the mid-motor.
Hey, Sergeant, how was Florida?
Then you got their
Hey,
ready to
Queenie.
run.
He
Hey,
asked
Queenie.
about wheels, Keith.
Yeah, I got him, but did you want me to build a 124 scale, or did you want me to build that bigger one trailer? Because them wheels are way too small. So
Tell you-
I found
Did they tell you how much the T chassis are?
No, there's no price on here.
Man, I don't think these things are cheap, Frank.
They're from Taiwan.
So they're probably not cheap.
M chassis
damn
wheels.
it.
That's
Back
probably
in-
why I never heard of them.
You back in Colorado?
Let's go see the chat.
Oh, I can get some ones off of Amazon for like, I don't know, 14, 15 bucks.
Get what?
Tires. I was talking to Sarge.
Oh,
We got to keep an eye out on the cartons. The carton company.
Carton?
Isn't that what it's called? It's-
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so he's still in Florida. It's going to be this guru that this Thursday. It's going to be 75 degrees, and then it's going to drop again. But it's going to be
Supposed to.
rainy, so we get this warm temperature, and it screws us.
Supposed to have a lot of rain tomorrow here.
Yeah, we're supposed to have a lot of rain this weekend. Or
So we're gonna
Thursday
get
and
nice
Friday.
temperatures, but rain and thunderstorms.
I mean, we're talking a lot of rain, like I said.
They look really nice though.
Go mud.
By my deck at the back, I still got 4 foot of snow.
We might be a little bit south of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Okay,
to let this.
Jason says he may join the organization for Javier. Loving Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
You
Good.
should, Jason.
He would look forward to it since you're a fellow Army
If-
guy.
If you have time and you can help, yeah, it's always helpful having some new blood helping them, that's for sure. You can never have too much help, because the more help you have, the more people you're going to help. So for an organization like that, I think it's beneficial.
We haven't talked to Javier in ages. I know Josh, I think you talked to him about in February.
I gotta
Yeah,
let
I talked
this
to him
dry.
before.
I gotta let this dry. Gotta fix my.
Yeah, well, problem is Javier is very busy and he does not invite people on his chat anymore that are not veteran or suppliers. So, which is kind of sad because we used to jump in his chat all the time, but we
Yeah.
can't anymore because he's just too busy and he can't have like 20, 50, 20 or 50 people on at the same time.
He's got a big chat, anyways, right, Tank?
Because everybody would come and talk all the time, and or even sing, "The paint's gotta dry, the paint's gotta dry," while we're talking. Right, Keith?
Oh, yeah.
Be nice if he popped in once a year. It'd be nice.
Queenie's in the chat.
I don't know how this got so much stuff on there.
So how's your squid going?
Oh, it's done. I'll show it to you in a minute.
It's
It's got my
cracked in.
table's got a mess. It's a mess. And I'm working on this.
It
My-
looks like a building material, like a old.
It's a well. It's a well for my birds.
Oh, you gonna put a bottom in there?
No, I got I'm gonna put the water in this. Fits
Oh.
right over it real good.
Yeah, but the water is just fake. They're not really drinking.
No, but they have to get their noses wet for it to bounce up and down.
Oh,
Yeah. Something to do with the stuff inside of it.
oh yeah.
So I'm hoping Friday or no Saturday, since Steve isn't coming over because of Easter weekend. Hopefully I'll drive my treaded vehicle on Saturday because it'll be 2 days out from rain. But I'll probably run it in my driveway. Yeah, but it's only gonna be like 58.
I broke a little piece off.
So on my latest video, Brad, I
Oh.
showed people how to make mud.
The
Make it
clay's
look like
gotta
it was
dry.
muddy
The
on their
clay's
truck.
gotta dry.
Mud for detailing, making mud.
The clay's gotta dry. The clay's gotta dry.
Right. Let me. Okay, I just fixed the problem or the issue we had. I just fixed it. Got rid of the singer. So we won't hear him until he unmutes himself and has something intelligent to say.
Ooh.
Keith. So what is Jem's hobby working on? Looks like a TRX4. No, a Capra, I think. No,
It
TRX4.
is Capra axles on my comp truck. I've got extended links. So these are the ones that I took off, and these are the ones I'm putting on. Lengthen the wheelbase, help it climb some.
Is your dry shaft still going to be long enough?
That's what I was just getting out of the bag when I was making all the crinkle sound. I tried to hold away from the mic. It's just got a different. I'm running wild boars, so it's easy swap.
Cool.
I did go out and break some things over the weekend. I snapped the axle on my Gladiator where the panhard mount is, so it's now got one of the KYX axles in it because it's just the trail truck that we use.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, for a $60 Amazon axle, all the machining was very nice. The bearings slid right in with a little tap from the, just the back end of the screwdriver.
Okay.
Those are metal axles?
Yeah. It was $13 to replace another plastic one that I'd have to reinforce with a $10 part.
So you might as well spend $60, right?
Right. Or get those. And they load different on, so it's like a rear load, like a Ford 9-inch, or a front load, depending on how you're looking at it, than the regular axial axles. It was pretty, for what I got, I was impressed. I figured I'd give it a shot. Because we have 4 trucks with those axle types on it, so I figured it's a good test run.
So it's you spent $120.
No, I only bought one. I just
Oh.
did the front
Oh,
because I wasn't going to buy more if it was, the machining was bad and I had to take the Dremel to it. Like, we got parts for Jericho's Red Cat, some metal parts, and they did not fit anything correctly,
Oh, no.
even themselves.
so you think you eventually put another metal axle in the back?
I probably will. I was impressed with how it worked.
There's the Kraken.
There's
Yes.
the crack.
The paint, I gotta paint it. It's not dry yet. There's the Kraken.
So where are you going to put that? Just on the shelf as a decoration?
Yeah. I got the boat from the RC that swap meet we went to.
Yeah. And you put all the ropes on there?
Yeah, it had nothing. I put all the ropes on it. Well, it had the sails, but
sails,
it didn't have any of the ropes.
Oh, looks good.
Thank you.
And Brad, I don't know if you saw my video, but the Silver Eagle arrived.
Yeah, that's I think that's the prettiest body. That's
Hey,
the prettiest body.
What is
It
that?
is
1/18th?
It's the
1/24th.
24th, the Smasher.
Big. That's big.
Yeah, there.
24.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I know.
But the Eagle even looks
please-
really cool.
Don't you love that body?
I
Yeah,
do.
put that against the. Where's your other one?
Other 124.
1 second. I'll grab it.
Silver Eagle.
I think the tires make it look so big because side by side, they're not. It's the tires and the axle make it look
Okay,
so
yeah,
much more different.
yeah.
Well, it makes
The
it look like a
body's
monster
just a
truck.
little bit,
Like a
yeah.
monster truck is much
But it
bigger.
looked a lot bigger than. But now it looks. Yeah.
Actually, the Jeep is smaller in real life than that pickup truck.
Right.
Yeah.
But when it comes to height,
Yeah, it's taller
Oh, it's a
too.
jacked up, that's for sure.
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I
Metal
didn't watch the
everything,
video. I
plastic.
gotta go see it.
Did you lock the diffs on the Silver Eagle?
No, I'm leaving them open because I'm going to use it like a monster truck where you do like the races. We got little ramps to set up. Jericho's got the version 1.
Aren't real monster trucks? Don't they have locked diffs?
I think it depends. That's a Tony question.
I would think you could lock them and unlock them in real life
You probably can. They're probably electronic locking diffs.
because they have to climb over some things and they're gonna need to, you know, lock them to get over it.
Is that all metal gears or a lot of plastic stuff?
It's metal gears. It's not all bearings. They didn't say where they put bushings in this new version.
Yeah. But that's okay. I mean, the metal, as long as it's got metal gears in there.
Right.
Well, you know, when I got my Stinger, I found out that the bushings, I mean, all I had to do is put 8 bearings in there. Wasn't no big deal, but the brass bushings they were using were high quality.
Bushings aren't horrible. I mean, I was talking to John Schultz from Element, and he said that there's guys with a similar motor, both in their Element trucks. And I think it was the stock like 16 5-slot, that Reedy, and running the same trails, same speed. His battery actually lasted longer, like
Bushings?
significantly longer, which you would think the
They
bearing
had
truck would.
he had bushings in his.
Yep, he had bushing.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
Yeah.
He said on his that he runs on the trail, he hasn't even changed the bushings out because they're just quality. They don't have issues.
Well, I know that my Stinger had, I still have those bushings. Hey, Robert, hey, Kurt, but even though it was $50, they left out 8 ball bearings.
Mhm.
Like I said, the brass bushings were high quality.
I could see worrying about bushings on a drift car, a drag car,
Yeah, we need
an on-road
more
type car,
friction.
but when you're out in the trail, you're
Yeah.
going to be swapping out bearings probably as much as you would the bushings anyways,
Well,
getting in mud and stuff. Well, not you.
bushings would be better in salt water. They wouldn't rust. The brass bushings.
Yeah, it's true, but how often do you ride it in salt water?
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying.
One
because of
time I
that,
did mine in salt water.
I had brass bushing on my Super Hornet in the front, well, everywhere.
Mhm.
And after a year or two, I had to change the front because they were very used, especially on the wheels, on a
Right.
buggy, because they turn so fast.
Right.
But on a trail truck, yeah, but you probably could get 2 years of use out of it before having to change them.
Right.
But
And then just swap
You
a
know what'd
bearing
be cool?
kit.
You know
I
what
had
would
to
be
change
cool?
mine already.
You know what would be cool if they made bushing ball bearings out of brass.
They'd be too soft. They'd wear out.
yeah,
Really
they'd
fast.
probably be too soft.
Uh,
Keep in mind, brass is a very soft metal.
I changed my bearings in my 10-2 once already.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they could. How bronze won't rust.
Still soft.
Yeah, but
See you, bronze.
it comes back to an issue, manufacturing cost, what it would do for bronze compared to metal, compared to what you're selling it, and what's the value of having that in bronze other than metal.
You know what? They make ceramic bearings. The interior bearings don't. Those
And you know how much they cost compared to
they're
the other one?
expensive.
Yeah.
No
But
shit.
those are more salt resistant.
Yeah, but that's why I'm still not buying them. I don't care about salt because there's no salt where I am. I'm right in the middle of friggin' Canada.
Yeah, there's no salt where I am. I'm gonna make my own salt water.
How far are you from the coast? Austin's pretty far from the coast. isn't it?
Yeah, it's at least 4 hours, at least.
Yeah. I put ceramic bearings in drag cars and it's not. Now,
It's
the
not
rolling
what?
resistance, amazing.
Yeah, you cut out big time, Ken.
I said I put ceramic bearings in drag cars and it's not cheap.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
but they are worth it in drag cars because you need that rolling resistance to be as minimum as possible.
they could make aluminum ball bearings too.
You guys got the word for it, rolling resistance. It's futile.
I did an experiment a while back with my son with fidget spinners. So you had a fidget spinner, and then I actually put oil on it, like a drop of oil, and then I spun it. And man, just the oil stopped it from spinning. It was crazy. And then I had to use the air blower, to blow all the oil out of there for it to spin. So it spun a heck of a lot faster when it was dry than when it was oiled.
Right.
That rolling resistance.
Yes, the oil was creating a lot of resistance in there.
Or you could call it the coefficient of friction.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why oil-filled differentials have they have resistance to stop it from slipping. So as much. Corey, ceramic bearings are nice, but can't handle abuse. Your Kraken ship is looking pretty sweet, Keith, Squirrel says.
Oh, thank you.
Look, he's wearing a
Depends on the
do-rag.
abuse you're talking about, though, Corey.
Yeah, our air conditioner went out the other day. We don't have no AC, so
And it's getting hot down there, isn't it?
yeah.
So you put on a headpiece like you're in Iran.
You look like a Shaw.
Mhm. Believe me, I ran nowhere, so I run nowhere.
He's chic to Keith the
Yeah.
chic.
I mean,
Well,
it'd be cool if they made. I can imagine if they made ball bearings out of titanium, that would be expensive, more expensive than a ceramic one.
There are titanium.
I mean, there's so many more materials you can make ball bearings out of that would be resistant to salt.
There you
You
go
are
with your
stuck
salt
on
again.
salt.
Brad,
stuck
do
on
you
that
live
salt
next to
thing.
the ocean?
I've watched some people. I've watched people who live in Britain and elsewhere that go to the beach, and I know they're off the ocean, so they sometimes they run their cars in the water by accident because the wave comes by and they're driving by and it ends up going through the water in anyways.
Okay, there is a trick of driving in salt or salt water or salt area or beach with salt.
No,
There is a trick. As soon as you get home, hose your RC down
shit
a lot.
down.
Don't
Yes.
let it dry. You
Is it
gotta
hot?
hose it down.
Hot water.
Any
Any
type
kind
of
of water.
Oh, it is.
And then WD-40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can use your blower to dry it off faster, or actually use WD-40 around the areas where you got bearings. And
This is like before you go clean yourself with all sand, you wash your RC down first.
yes.
And that's a
Now you've just extended the wheelbase. That's no fun.
big. Well, I went out and actually met up with Dennis at the Rockfather, and my buddy Joe was up there, and I did not do well. Now, I had a couple other issues with the truck. So the way this transmission is, there's a prop shaft, so you get the Sorca transfer case points. The bearing was missing in this housing, and it was
Yeah.
brand new. So then I was getting like a binding because I tried loosening up my mesh on the motor, or I thought I had it too tight. And then it just cavitated through the truck because it's an open pocket here and that metal on metal. So I came back home and I realized that bearing was missing. I re-greased everything inside, put the bearing in it, redid the motor. But one thing I saw was on uphill climbs with the 12.5-inch wheelbase, I kept lifting the front, even though I'm 60/40 on my weight bias.
Okay,
So now it's 13 inches.
Corey says ceramic is in a touring car is fine, but think that they will work in a four-wheel drive buggy or basher. You will see how brittle the ceramic is.
Oh, I
And-
agree on that.
You think the longer the wheelbase now, your front end's not gonna lift up?
Of course.
It will help plan it and stay more stable.
So when did
You
you
ever
go
see-
running with Dennis this weekend?
Yeah, Saturday.
Ever see what, Tank?
Did you ever see the motorcycle, mountain climbing motorcycles?
Yes.
Did you ever see
Yeah,
those?
yeah. They're really long.
The extended
They're
swing.
very long. Why
Yeah,
do
the
you think they're
rear
very
end.
long like that?
I don't know. Keep
Some of
that
those
front end
wheelbases
down.
Down.
Some of the
Keep the
wheelbases
front
on those
end down.
motorcycles. Some of those
Pardon me?
wheelbases on the motorcycle are the length of a compact car.
I think they were
Yeah.
did that just because they wanted to look cool, man.
No, they want to make sure the front end stays down when they're climbing.
But
No.
yes, Brad, I know I was up closer to you, but with the comp
Oh.
and 7 hours of driving, it was not in the books to come by. Because we left here around 6:30. Got up there, had the driver's meeting. There was 37 people comping and 2 courses. And in my video, I think the average run was 12 minutes for the fastest people.
Brad, you
So-
should go to some of those events. But even though you can't drive or you can't walk in the trails, you can go meet up the people and talk to people. You don't have to participate. Half the fun is meeting the people and talking to people. That's what I
Yep.
find.
Where
And,
was
you
it?
know-
Where was it being held?
Cortland at the Rockfather.
Portland is still out of the county.
Yeah, but it's like a half hour to an hour drive for you. It was 3.5 for me.
So I forgot what is Cortland in Geauga County?
I didn't research the county. I'm not sure. It's right off of 76 and 5. I think
Okay.
it was.
Then it's around Summit County.
Yeah. It's past, it was probably a half hour past Summit Racing on 76 over to 5.
Summit Racing is in Talmadge.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I went past Summit Racing on 76,
That's in
got over to
Talmadge.
5. Okay. But I'm saying it was in Cortland.
Well, this weekend I'm going out Summit County. I'm going to well, they want me to go to church with them this time around. So I'm gonna end up going to Akron and then to Cuyahoga Falls where they live.
See,
I'm gonna
you can get
factor-
places.
What?
I
My
said,
friend.
see, you can get places.
He lives in Cuyahoga. He lives in Cuyahoga Falls.
See, you can go to places and visit people. So you should come to some of those events and talk to people. You'll make a lot of new friends. And
Josh. I remembered your name. Yes. I was thinking, is it? I'm gonna say it. So Josh, was that
Yeah.
truck about $200? A little
Which one?
124 scale?
It was less than 200. It was 170, I think, with the
Sorry.
graphics installed.
Okay.
He says there's 12 people in there.
He's just telling people to throw some likes on it.
Yeah.
yeah, you got to hit that like button.
Yeah.
I'm going right now to hit the like button. There. I just hit the like. Yeah.
Corey, where do you live?
In a house.
What part of the country
Can't
do
say that for sure.
you
It'd be like,
True,
wow,
because you
good.
could be like Lyle and live in a shed. Yes. No,
Working
I know.
any more on a mammoth tank?
1 second, I gotta find my scale.
No, I
mean,
did not work on that. I got to finish some of the trucks I'm working on right now. Right now, it's the RC Run I'm working on.
Have you finished any of your, have you finished any of your, builds it for other people?
Nope. I'm building the RC Run right now. Oh, another thing you talk about, there's a new WPL toy RC, Brad.
Well, I haven't been on the internet a lot this past week, so okay, the C54 ready to run. How much do they want for that? 118?
Yeah.
What do you think of that? That's a nice, that's better than average WPL. Wow, I didn't even know WPL's car would go for that much money. Must be a better quality vehicle.
That's also.
No, I
big.
just think they brought their price up because everybody else is selling them at that price. A lot of plastic on here.
It's got a nice Land Cruiser body.
Everything looks plastic.
Sorry, but this is way too much money. Oh, sorry, it's in
Okay,
Canadian
lives in
price too.
Michigan. Thanks,
Like
Corey.
here, US dollar, it's 87.
$87.
You know, my friend, John Martin lives in Battle Creek, and he comes to see me 3 times a year usually.
I got an MM99. I never even run that. Got 2 of them.
Says he lives outside Detroit. So, yeah, and that means you're 3 hours from me.
Pre-order, $87. How many do you want, Brad?
Yeah, right. You think it'd be another beginner type of crawler for me? Those tires? I like the tread, but they're probably not real soft tires.
Yeah. Here's what's new with that truck. It's got a 20-gram steering servo, 280 size motor, so bigger motor, I guess. Revised gearbox, new shock design, new chassis design.
Real soft tires.
What scale is it? 18?
I'm not sure.
Boy,
You
they
said-
like when you says add to cart, they like it jiggling, don't they?
Jason says, how much is that? 87 is not bad.
1/14.
1/16, Brad. It's a 16 scale.
1/16 scale crawler. That's an odd size crawler.
It's a rock. It's not a crawler. It's a trail truck, Brad.
Well, it's still an odd size trail truck.
There you go.
And you can get soft version tires for free shipping.
Oh, so they do make softer tires for it.
They look pretty darn close, the same one as that's on that truck.
Yeah, but I guess the feeling is in the pudding, isn't it? The way they
Yeah,
feel.
one's a version and one's not.
The tread pattern's nice.
Said soft version, so you know.
That's like $60 US, $87. That's Canadian that you were showing us?
No, I did change
Canadian.
it to you.
He changed it, so it's like $80-something.
Yeah.
It was 100 and something in Canadian.
Steve
we'll
bought that ready to run E1.
Okay.
Sergeant Jay says he thinks he ordered the wrong Baja Pro X.
Corey says less distance than Great Lakes Gauntlet from me, just in the other direction.
Sergeant J gave me the wrong tires.
Yeah, he
I
said he
started
liked
seeing
the
that
one.
4-door van that they're making. They really doing a lot with that. Those K trucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one up for sale up next to my house.
Oh, yeah. A real
The
one?
K trucks.
Yeah,
People
I
love
wrote
the
one.
K trucks. They love the K vehicles.
Next time I go that way, I'll pull over and
And those are their 10 scale because they're based on such a small vehicle.
put it on the WhatsApp.
Yeah, 10 scale.
I don't know. That 4-door looks weird, man.
It does.
It's a
Like
cage
better
lock.
than
That's
two-door.
why.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Two-door
like
looks
that one better. Yeah,
You like the
just
blue?
like that. Just like that one for sale up there.
What, the blue?
No, that tan one. I think it's tan too. I'm gonna
It
pull over,
looks
see
more
how much
cream.
it costs.
It looks more cream color.
Yeah.
So you think you like the 2-door one more than the 4-door one? Is that what you said? Oh, look, there's his unfavorite color.
Yeah, I don't like red.
But you like the tan 2-door, huh?
Yeah, 2-door looks better. I wonder if all the doors open up. Probably not.
I don't think so. On the 2-door, it doesn't.
But what's nice about WPL, they make their own in-house metal parts for them and metal gears and everything. So you really can hop them up real good. You know?
Yeah.
And they're cheap to upgrade. And they're cheap to start with.
Yeah, they are, but everything adds up. Like, yeah, they're cheap to upgrade, but spend $5 there, $10 there, $5 there, $10 there. You end up by the end of the time, you end up paying $50 or $60 on upgrades. It adds up at the end.
Yeah, Keith, when I saw out my tires and rims, my Ecto, I'll send you their stock rims and tires for it.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I can get some off Amazon for like $12. Or we can do that.
He says, I'm going to grab some stuff from the crawl space when I get back to the Springs. Meet up with you, Sergeant Major. Soon gonna hit some sports when with him and crawl the Ecto for sure. Are you talking about Javier?
No, Sergeant Major's another one on the group.
What's he talking about? You said, Josh?
Sergeant Major's another guy in Operation 11 Charlie. He's got a ton of custom builds and really, really nice stuff.
Javier's program is doing quite well, from what I understand.
It is. They're growing and they're spending a lot of money on the veterans. That's for sure.
I hope
Well, not just
I hope
veteran. There's still active people.
Yep.
Huh?
Spot's not. He's another member. And I hope our U.S. military tells that to their veterans.
Should have put that
So
motor on the
that
inside.
11 Charlie can give them free RCs.
Well, not just that there's a program to help them with their PTSD.
Yeah, and I find that's the biggest thing for that. It's not just giving them an RC, it's giving them a door, giving them an opportunity to be with other people and to talk and just to focus on something different and to make a change in their life.
I'm surprised he hasn't caught the attention of media yet. He should be. I'm surprised he hasn't been interviewed.
It probably has.
They're not trying though.
I mean, I'm talking about big channels, talking to cable news networks.
Don't know.
He says Sergeant Major is still active.
Okay.
He's been doing it over 30 years in the hobby. Technically, I've been in the hobby over 40 years, 41 years. 12 years old to now.
Well, if you count that much, darn.
That's when I got my first hobby grade car. That's when I got my first hobby grade car.
Yeah, I guess it was Radio Shack, or I'm not sure,
No,
but
it was
yeah,
a Hornet.
I did get.
It was a
Hey?
Hornet.
No,
And then I got a super hot shot when I was in my teens. So Corey, you're a veteran too. Well, thanks for your service.
Cool. Yeah, me, it was back in '83. I think I got my first Tamiya. It was the Super Hornet.
We're about a year apart when we first got into the hobby grade scene. But you're older than me, so it's kind of funny. I like the veterans. He made another outlet for the veterans. It's a good thing, more better for them.
Well, I hope he helps, or they will try to help other people with different challenges, not just PTSD, but there is regular people out there that actually needs help and needs to get out also. Hopefully they can help those people too, but it might be just in different branch or different thing to do. We'll see.
Oh, trust me. It's good for I think it's good for the mentally ill, and PTSD is a mental illness.
Did you see Sergeant Jay's comment there? Okay.
Tank invented the most the baseline of most RCs you see today. Laugh, laugh, laugh.
Right,
JK,
sure.
JK.
The RC run is looking good though, Tank.
Slowly but surely. It's weird because he told me to do some specific thing. I am doing those, but I have it all apart, and I want to put because I got a spare one from him. I want to put a lighting system in there. He didn't tell me to put a light system in there, but the truck has all the buckets for it. Like, why not? Like, maybe he didn't think about it, but I want to tell him. But if I tell him, it's going to create more work for me, which is kind of good. But I just want to close it up and send it to him.
It needs a lighting system as much as you've done to that.
Jason says to you, Tank, you know I gotta throw a joke there, here, and there.
Cool.
You know,
I'm just a regular guys like you guys.
At the RC Kicks, I just watched his video today on the AK-917 for Riola. Sorry.
Riola.
He has the one that has, like, with the flat engine that was in that car. They had a fan on it, on the flat engine like this. So the body has the fan in the body. So you see an actual working fan on the body that works. But it also still looks like it still has a fan on the ESC. So it's like two fans. We got a veteran support group here that will send veterans to DC to see their memorial all experience paid. That's what Corey said.
Cool. That's what I said.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Who?
Tank.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, it's nothing bad. Are you getting
right? Are
you getting paid to work on them RCs or not?
Yes, I am.
An hour or just a job?
It's usually per job, but I rounded it off. It's around $15 to $16 an hour, basically, that I get. Sometime less, sometime more, but I try to keep it around there.
Oh, so what do you do? Just give them
Sometimes he tells
or
me
something like that.
Yeah, sometimes he tells me, here's $75 to do this job. And I tell him, well, I think it's a little low or it's a little higher. But lately he does not put a price on it. He just gives me the stuff. He says, here, work on this.
So it gives you a flat rate, it sounds like.
And then when you get it done, you tell them how much you want.
Yeah.
Well, helps Frank with getting more stuff for himself.
But it's fun. It's different. But I gotta Like I had 4 of them from him, then he dropped another 4. And I did maybe 6 of them for him. But I gotta stop doing his and keep doing mine instead. So
Yeah. Well,
But you
why
got a
don't
lot
you
to
do
do
it
for
like
him,
a
so-
job? Work, 2 or 3 hours on his a day and then
Yeah.
do yours,
I got 3 Tamiya kits there. I got to build. Actually, I got 4 Tamiya kits. I'm starting to be a second Brad. A whole bunch of
Yeah.
You have
Tamiya
a
kits
tower
that are
like-
not put together.
You're gonna have a tower full of vehicles.
Starting, there's 3 there, and there's another one on the bottom.
You have a tower full of vehicles.
I just picked up another Phoenix kit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it even yet. My buddy needed to get rid of it, and I'm like, I'll take it.
Keith, any news on that lunchbox body?
No, I'm gonna have to order it from somewhere else.
Okay.
Well, look, Tracy ordered that stuff and it was like $10 for shipping, so I'll see what it has with the lunchbox.
So Jason says, my buddy does subscription style things where you can do unlimited maintenance, flat rate, monthly payments, but it does include additional costs for upgrades, complete rebuilds and such. Send it to me.
I'll tell you Thursday, what I find out, okay?
No problem. There's no rush. The truck's not even built anyways.
Well, I'm glad Corey likes to have some Tamiya cars. Even says he'd like to have a tower of them like mine. The Phoenix.
Brad, you get your questions done yet?
What?
You get your
Yeah.
questions done yet?
I think he's
Did you ask me about
that.
my? You talking about the car that I'm doing?
No,
the
for the
question.
quiz. Did you get any questions done yet for the quiz?
Oh, no. Things have been kind of crazy out here. I'm still waiting to get another aid. It's a pain in the ass. I got doctor's appointments. I got a doctor appointment tomorrow. My back problem. Yeah.
Oh, Brad, I'll tell you offline.
I got like 4 questions from Sergeant J. I did about 8 of them. So now I'm waiting for Brad to send me something, but he's not sending me something.
Well, I did send you something and you got upset with me and I'm still upset. I'm still sorry
You're
about
sending me videos.
Oh, I've said, yes, did send him videos. I thought you were talking about something else. We were talking about kids. I thought we were talking about kids.
Talk about your questions. You can't have the quiz without questions.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
the
I know.
Phoenix. Send it to Sergeant J. He knows what to do with the Phoenix.
No, I'm sure he does.
You said you're not sure what to do with it, so send it to his way. He knows what to do with it. LOL.
Well, I don't know if I want to build it normal because I already have one. I converted my portal to a straight axle. I put my portals under a Rock Pirates truck.
I thought the Phoenix was a very popular vehicle. It's a well done, well working vehicle.
Oh, I like my Phoenix.
Frank, you have a Phoenix, right?
Nope. I built one for a friend.
Oh,
And what I like about it is kind of cool is if you work with a 3-channel or with a switch with a medium position, you can actually put the dig right in the center. So you're freewheeling. And then your other one, I think it's not the 2-speed. It's it's a 2-speed.
It's the overdrive.
Overdrive. And the overdrive, you can also put it right in the center. And then all 4 wheels are freewheeling. It's kind of cool because you put in freewheeling mode like that. You can get towed by people or only have front wheel drive or only have rear wheel drive. So it's kind of cool how that transmission works. I like it.
it's another vehicle Frank will get in the future.
Probably, but I got a lot of crawlers already, and I don't know.
You want to branch out
I'll get a
more in
good
other
deal.
areas?
If I get a good deal, I probably will. It's just like the Capra. Like the Capra or the Phoenix, I it doesn't tickle my fancy. Let's just say.
Yeah.
So, Josh, have you watched the videos of the wild one?
No, I haven't had a chance. I did get to see a little bit of that most recent one you sent, the escort,
Where he was running it on the beach?
the escort rally car that was running.
Oh yeah, I just sent that to you today.
Yeah,
What do you think? You like that?
I did. I still think I got to get the bug one though, even though I'm a Ford guy.
You got to get the what?
The
bug.
bug, the Beetle.
You really want the Beetle one that Keith has?
Yeah, I have it here too. It's right there.
The only
Yeah.
thing that's bad about that is where the battery is placed. It's like low, you know.
But Keith, you jacked you jacked your guy up so far, so high, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure Josh will make his lower.
I don't even have the same tires on it.
Believe it or not, those rally tires from Tamiya are actually pretty good.
I can't find them. I would have used them for Sarge's trailer, but I can't find them.
Sarge
Maybe
says
a fat guy.
Sarge says that Brad sends him lots of videos. He probably has enough for the drive home.
I think that anybody that sends that Brad sends video to them, like Brad sends me a lot of video. Josh, he sends you a lot of video. I think we should turn the table around.
Just
I
start
think-
ham.
Yeah, every video we watch, we should send him the video link and say, "Here, watch this. Here, watch this. Here, watch this." I think we should do that.
Sometimes you guys,
Or
some
not.
people have done that. Some people have done that. So, well, I've already watched this. I respond back. I already watched this.
And I think I'm going to send him a whole bunch of videos about bikini waxing. That's it.
Making what?
Bikini wax.
Oh. Why are you
That's nothing to
sending
do
them
with
to
our
Brad?
That's something to do with our team.
I know, just for the hell of it, just to make
If you
you go.
had time,
"Ah."
if you had time to watch all those videos, Brad, you should have made the question.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Scott's here.
True.
Hello, Tank.
Just for the hell of it, send me
Abdullah.
sometime.
He's
No, I
called,
don't want any.
Scott's calling you Abdullah, the butcher, and everyone is
Yeah.
in the chat. Yeah, because you look like an Abdullah.
Abdullah the Butcher. He's even got the little beard going thing there.
Yes,
It's the sweat out of my eyes, that's for sure. I ain't got
your
no
beard
hair.
does.
Your beard does
Yeah.
that? Gets the sweat out of your eyes?
You know, I walk on my hands all the time. One of them
So,
hand
Robert,
walkers.
Robert, is it getting warmer up by you? Brad, is the XVO2 worth the money or just get a 2TO2 rally? Yes, the XVO2 is worth the money. And then you can put any body you like on it. That'll fit it.
Anybody.
If you're planning to upgrade your TTO2, yes, get the XVO2 because for the difference of money you'll pay for all the upgrades, the XVO2 is way better and more adjustments, and it's a better platform.
And you can put any body on it.
The XVO1 and the XVO2, there are differences in how they handle. And the drive system is different. If you ever get the chance, get both of them.
Yeah,
Hey,
no.
Scott, hey, Eric.
Eric.
Robert,
Everybody's
I bet
punching
you're
each
starting
other.
to get warmer by you.
You gotta do the fist.
Everybody's fisting each other. Oh, sorry, that didn't sound right.
What?
No, not yet, Brad. If you call -10 warmer than -30, well, I assume you'll be getting soon up above the negatives. There's a heat wave. It's 12 degrees. That's what he's going to say.
I think that's weird is John Martin's heater's out and our air conditioner's out.
Yeah, but it's getting warmer out there. So Oh, well, the Latrax is a small vehicle, not a 10 scale.
Yeah, the small rally car. It is very small, yes. It's
Yeah.
1/16 scale, I think it is.
Oh, that my laugh was sinister, Jason.
Yeah, he does that once in a while.
John Martin said he was
Those
going to
two
wait.
colors.
He wasn't going to fix his heater till next summer. I mean, next winter. It's like, well, I can't do that here.
He also could get one of those heater coil one things to use if he has to.
Yeah, but I'm saying I can't fix my air conditioner till next winter.
Oh, he says in 2 weeks it will be single digits above zero.
I don't know what I'm saying.
The lacrosse is 18 scale. The Latrax is 1/18 scale.
18 scale, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's commenting about your sinister laugh, Brad.
Yeah, I know.
Dr. Evil.
Abdullah.
Sinister.
You look like a much older version of Laurence Olivier. What's his name?
Oh, wow. Thank you. Whatever his name is. Yeah.
The one who played that actual guy who lived in the Middle East.
Yeah.
What's up, Artie?
That's pretty good, Brad. I'll take that compliment. Instead of the Iron Sheik.
Lawrence of Arabia is what I meant.
Yeah, Lawrence of Arabia. Yeah. What'd you
Whichever
say,
one.
Lydia?
I made a mistake there. It was Lawrence of Arabia.
Just call me Lawrence.
So, Tank, I have a question.
Uh-oh.
It's not a personal question, like Keith. So on the bug, I found that the Gen 8 headlight, the clear lens, was almost the same size as like the sticker where the cutout is. Would you just use a hobby knife to cut that Lexane carefully, or is there something better? Because I don't think the reamer will go big enough.
Where is it you want to cut on the Gen 8? The light?
It's the Gen 8 lens. I'm going to put it in the bug body for the headlight.
The
So I
yellow
actually
bug
have
you
a
got.
front. Yeah. Instead of just the sticker there, since it's got the underglow, I kind of want two front headlights. And they're really the same shape. Like the headlight bucket
Heath of Texas.
will shine, through with the chrome on the backside. And I should be able to just hot glue it in behind it. But the lens I need to cut a perfect circle because that lens is going to be clear. Now I can cover it up with a little bit of paint, like a paint marker or something.
So you're going to cut up a perfectly good Gen 8 body just to get the
No.
lens off the
I
front.
found the lenses. They were $10 on Amazon.
Oh,
It was
They're
actually
right there,
the
right?
lens,
You just had them,
yeah,
right?
this is the buckets
Yeah.
and the lens is separate from the grill. So I just grabbed a
okay.
set of,
To
yeah,
put on your Beetle.
yes. And they
Yeah.
have like a little lip, so they'll sit inside the body. I'll be able to glue it in, and the round part is really close to a beetle round.
So what is it you want to cut?
The Lexane, but a perfect
In the
circle.
Beetle.
Do I
Okay.
just need to take my time with a hobby knife, or is there a tool that you
You're
know
going
of?
to have to, yeah. You're
Yeah,
going to have to, because with the scissors,
Yeah.
you cannot do that big of curve. The other way is
what-
doing it with the Dremel very slowly. Like if you ream out as
Jason?
big as you can, and then use your Dremel slowly with like a sander, but you have to be careful because it's plastic. It will melt if you go too
Right.
fast. You have to sand it. Therefore, you have to go slow.
I was wondering if he got, excuse me, Brad. I wonder if he got the hobby knife really hot.
No, because the hobby knife has a tendency to go straight because it's not curved. So by the time you heat it up and you bring it up and you start, it's going to cool down right away, and it just unless you put it directly onto the, on your weller, like some weller, you can actually get that piece that goes in.
Jason
Get it
said,
hot, yeah.
Jason says you should use a reamer first and then use a saw.
Have you used a step bit? Because I was thinking about using my step bit.
Yeah, that's the same thing as a reamer. I got
And very
one of them.
slow with a Dremel.
Just
That
go
would
real
work too
slow.
with a very slow with a Dremel.
Yeah, you gotta go slow with the Dremel.
Like,
Right.
I go slow.
like,
It might
speed
crack
one.
it too. The step bit might just because
Like,
it's just a
The
little
problem with-
circle.
Problem
speed
with a
one.
step bit, sorry, the problem with a step bit, it only cuts on one side, and if sometime when you ream, if you get a soft edge or soft spot on
Yeah.
on that body, it's gonna go towards that soft spot. So
Yeah.
use the
that's true,
Dremel
yeah.
on one. Speed one. That's what that's the slowest you can put it on. Like Tank says, that will be precise.
And don't get crazy upset when you have to put a little bit of filler in it.
Is that a funny face, Queenie, or what?
yeah,
We
because
got
it does
lights on
have
mine.
this chrome part that goes on it.
Right.
This chrome part, that's what you have to either, and it's plastic, it's not Lexan.
Yeah, it's
Well, I was
plastic.
talking about my actual 12.3 bug, not that one.
Yeah, the
'Cause that
big
one-
bug.
Not this
That
one.
big bug tank. Yeah.
Yeah, the big one.
I thought it was this one.
I haven't got that one yet. My Mustang surprised me needs some parts, so
You probably, yeah, it would work out. Just go slow.
Yeah.
I just need to cut out basically the sticker.
Hmm.
So just take the reamer through the center and then clean it up with the Dremel on the outside.
That's what I would do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you have those sand disc or sand drum from
Yes.
Dremel.
From the journal.
And
Yeah.
if you go, if you turn your Dremel can go fast, but you touch it very softly, so it actually sands it and not burn it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I figured you'd done that more than me.
That'll look good with lights in there.
I think it's the last thing it needed.
And the
Maybe
Gen 9
independent.
fits really, the Gen 9 lights fit it good, huh?
The Gen
Oh, the
8,
Gen-
yeah.
the
It
Gen
looks
8
like
lights.
it looks like it's gonna fit perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's like I measured the sticker size and it's like 25 millimeters. They're 24 with like a millimeter lip, so it should just leave a little bit.
I have to find myself a new Jeep body because this thing is cracked and it's been
Oh,
painted
no.
with house paint. But it's kind of cool how this is my Jeep Drifter 4x4. The
Nice.
driver is kind of skinny a little bit, but
Those skeletons are awesome. That's what.
Yeah. Dollar store, baby.
and he's
Well, they
actually
used to be.
driving this Jeep, whoever made it, because I found this body like this, he actually reversed the steering on it. So he's actually driving on the right side instead of the left. Steering wheel's on that side. Don't know if they ever made Jeeps like that, but I guess they might have.
Mailbox, post office Jeeps.
Yeah.
I don't know if they made any 4-wheel drive ones, but the post office Jeeps drive with the steering wheel on the other side.
One nice thing with extending the links on this one, I can make my make Jericho's links a little longer now on the back, since you're just swapping the back to extend these. Because he's a 12.3 and this one was a 12.5. Uh-oh. Showtime's here.
Where did Brad go?
I don't know.
He's hidden. He turned off his camera. He probably went to the washroom. But he didn't say, I'll be back in a tick.
No, he didn't.
Keith's got a lot of ticks.
Yeah. I do.
The postal Jeeps were 4x4.
Oh, they were? That's cool.
Just trying to catch up on the chat. I haven't read it in a bit.
You said they were, Tank?
That's what Corey said.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. I guess it makes sense in the winter.
Yeah.
Right.
The mail must go through.
Yeah.
They used to say in the Old West.
Just don't go there between 12 and 1 o'clock.
Hank always have some kind of toys. That's why my wife likes me. When I started buying some RCs and doing some stuff a while back, my wife says, okay, you buy an RC, I buy a Pandora bracelet.
Ooh,
So
did you accept that deal?
yes, I did. But she stopped very fast from buying Pandora bracelet because I kept getting RCs, but she didn't get Pandora bracelets.
She's run out of arm or wrist.
Yeah, her wrist would be very heavy by now. Your floor is a little bit better cleaned up. It looks like because last time you came back from an event and you had a whole bunch of RCs on the floor.
They're kind of scattered about right now. My nephews were over earlier, so they were running the bombers outside for
Okay.
the first time, running cars. Because the nice thing with the bombers, they were still stock, so you could turn it down.
And how old are they?
7 and 5, if I remember
Yeah,
right, or 8 and 5.
Yeah, under 10, it's a good idea to turn it down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the stock bombers aren't fast. They got a 35 turn with all that gear, all that tire and stuff. So they're not too fast, but you can still take out an ankle.
Yeah, you can.
No, I get that new red cat and I come in my room and I'm like, I ain't got no shelves. Got that huge king hauler there. It's like, where can I put the red cat? So it's been sitting on my dirty clothes hamper.
You need
Getting
to
my
get more
hobby
shops.
Getting my hobby shop done's been kind of on
Oh,
the
yeah?
back burner. Cold. My pellet stove quit. I had to figure out. Have you messed with pellet stoves at all, Frank?
Yeah.
So like the top one that runs for like 3 seconds, then off for like 15, and the bottom one's always the auger. My motherboard died, so it would still run the blower and turn on the bottom one constant, but the timer system died. So I found like an Amazon timer and I had to wire it in and get the heat working again, and it was a whole like month-long thing to figure out, because that's $1,000 heater out there.
Yeah.
So I got it fixed though, and got the front half of it kind of torn out. When I moved out here, I got 12 acres, and there was it's about the size of a modular home, a small modular home. It's got a little garage in the back, and I think they ran like a daycare out of it or something. So I
Oh, yeah.
converted
that-
it to a hobby shop
In the front of your house or in the back of your,
in the back.
it's in the back?
You're
Yeah.
gonna put that as your hobby shop?
Eventually, that's the goal, to have most of this moved out there. I'm sure I'll still have my desk for working on stuff inside, but most of this stuff will be out in the hobby shop.
Yeah.
Because I put my 124 scale course out there that I was building on a 4x8 sheet of plywood, and then there's a back room with 2 desks.
Yeah, me, I took over my home theater. I used to have a home theater here, and well, it's still there behind the behind those racks. There's a movie screen that actually comes down. Projector used to be right on top of my head, but I took that off. But no more home theater.
Probably got a bathroom out there, Josh, and everything.
Yeah, there's a bathroom, but I got to rehook the water up because they capped it off.
Okay.
They ran all these
Yeah.
lines, but they're like on the outside of the tub and stuff because there's like a 1-piece shower tub. Oh, some of the work that was done here.
Shabby.
Yeah, that's the one way to.
Yeah.
The Amish built my big pole barn for my cars and stuff.
Yeah. I lived in a house one time. I'd shut the light off, go across the room, get in bed, and then hit the wall, and the light would go off.
Wow.
Like,
That's
man,
scary.
I was young. And I'm like, man, that's cool shit, man. I shut the light off. Half an hour later, I'd go over hit the wall. The light was shut off. When I'm done messing
Right.
around.
Did you see what Corey wrote in his comment?
Yes. I do not. It is not a portable unit. It's an actual big, heavy duty stationary unit. But yeah, Sergeant J, I have started a course out back. If you see some of my videos where I'm running, they dumped a bunch of concrete and stuff back there. And I'm like, well, that's the start of my crawler course. So I have like kind of a U-shaped course back there. And we actually took the tractor and made a short course for running the rally cars and stuff. But I got the old Ford 9N, so I don't have a front loader to make my hills and stuff for it yet.
Oh, you got one of them old tractors, huh?
Yeah.
Whereabouts you live?
South of Columbus, a place called Circleville in Ohio. About 3 hours from Brad, 2.5, 2 hours from Brad.
East or west? South?
It's probably directly south.
Okay.
We had one of them tractors, but we've always had problems with the carburetor all the time. Had problems with the carburetor.
Yeah, I got to go back through mine. I fired it up today for the first time after it sat all winter, and it fired right up. But when it gets running for a while, it just feels like it's low on getting fuel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
On top of have 3 transmissions, well, 2 transmissions to swap in Mustangs, and I have too many hobbies.
Local track. There's 2 tracks here near my area. Me and another guy has a crawler track, but his is more rocks, and he
Mhm.
actually calls it Fraggle Rocks. So
Not
it's kind of cool place. It's completely different than mine. Mine is more trails and man-made obstacles, but his is basically rocks, which is nice. That it's so different. But I heard that he's not going to do any events this year. So that's and I did not ask why, and the guy that told me did not ask him why either. Like, it's his own business. I'm not going to tell him why, what the heck's going on, and blah blah blah. Like, so we'll find out shortly what's going on.
yeah, I
Gosh,
thought about. Sorry, go ahead, Keith.
No, I was just going to ask you, you got a garage too? You said you got working on 1-to-1s.
Yeah, I got a 60 by 40 big pole barn that's out there with a lift,
Cool.
and then there's a actual barn that's 80 by 30, no 70 by 30.
Got any
But
animals?
No, I could though.
Yeah.
Hey, you can put your own beat the barn thing.
Yeah.
I could. There's actually like an old hog barn too, like this 2-story where the hogs are underneath and the storage above it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then there's another little outbuilding that I have my side by sides, and my grandma left me a 98 Mustang. It's stored in there.
Short in there too. Yeah.
like I said, I have too much stuff. It's a nice problem to have when most of it's paid for.
Yeah.
I've just accumulated and not gotten rid of. Kind of like Tank's wall back there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got to
my-
run more overseas this year. Last year I was so busy creating events, and every second weekend I was out, and
Yeah.
the
you
other
did
weekend after that I was prepping for the weekend that was coming up. So
all kinds of stuff
I
last year.
barely ran any RCs last year. I got to run more RCs this year.
When I go out, I try to grab, like today was my original capper I built. It's got 10-3 straight axles in it. West Desert Wheeler does that conversion where you bolt the metal bracket in the frame, and then you put a 10-3 with a panhard, so it's a 3-link in the front.
Okay.
And then I did the flat skid with a 3-gear trans in it, and that's the first capper I built. And it's such a great trail truck because it's nimble, it's small, it's not super wide. Since it's a 10-3 straight axle, it's low to the ground, and like I run it all the time in the trails. But I hadn't
Mhm.
used it in a while because I got other trail trucks to play with and use, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, today's the capper day.
Cool.
And like this Gladiator, it started his life as a normal 10-3, and then I did the 3-gear swap on it. And I've just been playing with the Desert Lizard shocks
Mhm.
because this thing's so top heavy with the body that
Three.
fi-
What's the 3
Well,
gear?
it's the
Swap.
standard axial 10-2 trans.
Okay, you take that 2-speed out. They had a
Take the
2-speed,
2-speed
right?
or the dig or both, depending on how you
Yeah.
set it up. Then put
With
in the smaller trans.
Yeah.
And it's Bauhaus makes the plate. It literally just bolts in, and then your trans bolts on top of it. So it has the 3-gear in it. It's dirty now 'cause I use it.
That's one of the reasons I got rid of my not my Cherokee, but my Bronco. The
But
3.
yep,
Didn't like that transmission at all.
I ran the Amazon deep dish wheels like RC 4-wheel drives. And this thing actually does really well. It's a 10-3 Gladiator.
10-3.
Yeah, the one I just put the metal axle house in on the KYX or whatever it is. Yeah, KYX. Tell you what, I was impressed for the money. The same trio housing, $100. $40 gets a lot of little parts.
You didn't like that transmission either?
No, it just it didn't. I wasn't impressed with it. Like it put your motor way high. Yeah, it put it forward, but it was high forward.
It was
And
noisy too.
yes, it was noisy, hard to work on. This thing I can pull it apart in 15
Yeah,
minutes.
the 10-2s are like done.
Actually, I heard 10-1s were the first 10 SCX 10s were people's favorite.
They just had giant pumpkins on them, but like I didn't even
Yeah.
know what tank was in. You can bolt together the two halves and make it the 6x6 easy.
I didn't ever work on the Ford Bronco transmission. Got rid of it before anything happened.
Some people actually like the 10-3 a lot.
You know
Really?
what I'm
What?
Really? What kind of people like the 10-3? Like everybody I've heard that had one either mod the shit out of it or got rid of the transmission, or like
Get rid
they
of the
don't like
truck.
the 10-3. Anyways, you might be true. That might be all the people you know that knows it, but I find more people hate the 10-3 than like the 10-3.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I hope a
Yeah,
10-4 comes out and they go back to the 10-2 style transmission.
now the base camp transmission, the 4-gear, it's super nice.
Yeah.
I am surprised they haven't converted over all
Oh,
their
now I know.
new
I know.
stuff.
Sorry. I know what you're talking about when you say 3 gear.
Yeah, there's just 3 gears stacked on top of each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey says, I built an SCX 10 when they first came out and did a full Intergy build. It's loud, but a tank.
Well, what does the 10.3 have in it, Josh? 2, 3?
The number of gears in that transmission, a lot. Because
Really?
it's
Yeah,
got
because
the
it's got the dig, it's got a whole bunch of stuff in there. So it is a lot of gears.
Hey, John's here. Portals or straight axle?
Oh, here we
The-
go.
the Gladiator is a portal, but the one capper is a straight axle. Because I had the straight axle kit to swap it over, and then when West Desert Wheeler came out with that kit, I'm like, because here's where the capper axles are.
Hey, Josh, you know that Tamaya has made some vehicles with portals.
Yeah. Did they make the Unimog with it though?
I don't remember the Unimog having it, but they had the Dyna, the 18 scale 6-wheel drive with it, and they made a 14 scale Monster Beetle
hmm
on the GFO1. I forgot, it's something like that, and that had portals on it too. So it seems like pretty much every company's almost made portal axles as an option for their cars.
A lot of people in comps and things like that, they're saying portal
Yeah.
axle or cheater trucks or not accepted. I believe it's just like in real life. Portal axle are available if you comp. The problem with portal axles, same thing with RCs, is that they're not dependable. They will break. They're more sensitive than a straight axle in a sense. That's what I mean. You're more prone to breakage than a straight axle.
Yeah. You never see a portal axle drive down the road though. The Broncos and the Cherokees, and it's like,
But that's because they're very expensive to get.
Yeah.
You see them in the high end and you see them in the comps, in the comp truck.
yeah, but you
Because
don't see them in regular ones,
They
regular
have
in regular
cars,
life.
regular life. Yeah.
They have Hummers that way, and I think there's an aftermarket. I think Brabus.
Hummers
done
have
it
IFS in the front.
No, they're both, yeah, but they still have portals on them.
Probably.
I know that the Brabus 6-wheel drive Mercedes 6-wheel drive truck they had one that they made with portals on all
Yeah.
3 axles.
But I mean, for the amount of car shows I've been to, I've never seen a truck with portal axles.
Later Arctic.
I'm pretty sure the Unimogs come factory with portals for the clearance.
Probably.
Portals are probably good when you go into areas like the Arctic areas. Arctic is good to have portals.
Portals are pretty good anywhere, except on highway. But they're, like I said, they're good, but just like in real life, they're expensive and they're not for everybody because of the price.
Yeah.
And that's why they started making some trucks that are portals, and people are going gaga because now you got more clearance. Of course, it's going to be better.
Corey
But
says,
it's
I agree
not
with Tank, but my Kyosho Hummer has portals and never failed.
cool.
But
I didn't know they made a Hummer.
I know
I-
Jericho's Gen 1 Red Cat for the V1 Gen 8. We blew all the portals out of that truck. We had to switch to the version 2 heavy duties. He's beat that
my
Gen 8 so much, but it's for what it is, man. I'm impressed. Like,
John's here.
my friend had a Defender Traxxas with the portal axles, and I took my 10-2 over there, and I had High Rocks on there, and she was just teeny tiny hair higher than mine. So it's like, really,
it's only about a half-inch difference.
yeah, it was even closer than that.
Yeah.
I put them high racks on it. They were tall tires.
If you
Good.
learn how to drive your truck with straight axle and you know your capability, you'll be able to drive pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
Portals
Yeah,
will help.
Jericho's comp truck's a AR-44 truck. It's a straight axle.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've only had one problem with that axle. And it broke. I sheared off the 3 screws that went into the
Ring,
linkage there.
ring of the opinion.
Yeah.
How the heck do you manage that?
I don't know. I'm like, what? I got 2-wheel drive and I took it apart. Yeah. And they were just jingling around. So I took some JB Weld, put them back in there and JB welded the whole thing.
Okay.
Like still there. And then I bought another one. I haven't replaced it yet.
So, John, are you a portal or straight axle guy?
Everything I got is straight axle.
Yeah, I have a set of Vanquish portals and a set of Vanquish straight axles, and honestly, on that truck for what I do,
what's
The-
with that bird?
he got that. When you were up at your son's hockey, right?
Yeah, it's a hockey tournament. And I said during my live, he'll pop in and say hi once in a while. He's superstar.
It's a stuck man almost.
Tony from CCXRC has the King. I have
Yeah.
superstar.
There you go.
But no, with running
So-
the Phoenix versus straight axle versus the portal, I mean, what I'm doing, less worrying about that braking when I'm out on the trails and stuff, but the little bit of clearance this gives me is nice on approach angles, because there was like things there Jericho got stuck on with the AR-44 and had to reposition, and I could go straight over.
Straight
Just 'cause of
over.
a little bit of
Corey says my Hummer is a collab with Model Space and Kyosho, all Kyosho parts with highly detailed hard bodies, 8th scale buggy chassis with a .21 nitro.
So here's the next question. Locking diff or unlocking diffs?
Yes.
I have nothing with unlocking diffs, but Jericho has the Defender.
You can unlock them.
Most time he runs it locked, but like when he's out doing his speed runs in the second gear, he unlocks it, so it's a little more easy. It's easier to turn and stuff.
Everybody, me, it's the first time I have my Cross RC 6x6, and it's the first time I'm going to have a crawler that actually can lock and unlock the diffs. On the trail, I've seen a lot of people drive their TRX4. What they do is they run it unlocked just to see how far they can go with the diff unlocks. As soon as they get stuck or as soon as they can't go anymore, they just flick the button, lock the diff, and then keep going and then unlock it. It's just a challenge thing. It's just to challenge yourself a little bit more on running them unlocked. And I find that cool.
Corey says always locked for crawlers. There's
Yeah,
a
but like Tank was saying, with a 6x6, that's something a little bit different. On an actual regular crawler, yeah, locked.
If you're doing comp or you're going to climb over stuff very slowly, yes, you theoretically lock. But if you're doing trail riding, just in the trail in the mud and just having fun, if you have the options of having it locked or unlocked on the fly, I would keep them unlocked until I need it. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But if I build a truck that is going to be for specific trail and sometime rock crawling, I would lock it, because
have 'em
on
locked,
the trails, you can't take it apart and lock it. It would be locked.
Right.
But a lot of your bashers run a open diff.
They're
Because-
not really open, but yeah.
Yeah, but
not
they're
locked,
so
right?
it depends on the
limited
fluid you
slip.
put in it or whatever. It's not a
Limited
pure
slip.
lock.
Yeah. Limited slip, like Brad said.
Well, that's why my CCO2, I believe I put that, I locked the rear, but left the front open on that. But it's more of a trail, not a crawler.
Well,
I
it's,
tried.
That's what I
Go ahead.
did with the buggy too. My bone beetle. I locked the back. But I think
Okay.
something messed up on it and I have to check it out.
What were you saying, John?
I was gonna say, I have an SMT 10 kit that's partially put together, but them diffs, I got them diffs locked in. Like I said, my other one, I have them both open.
Yeah, Jericho's SMT10 is unlocked.
That's why differentials with oil in it or heavy grease is some limited slip.
With my drag cars, I tried to run it locked for a while, but when you get to uneven surfaces, you really have to tune it a lot more. And if you add a little bit of slip to it, like run a 250 or 500 thou,
Keep them unlocked.
it lets it compensate for differentials in your surface.
But the Detroit lockers were always used on drag cars.
I was
And when
talking
you-
about my RC.
I know, but I just know. Well, you also drag race too, so
My drag cars have a spool.
do they have lockers?
It is a locker. It's permanently locked spool. It's just a hard tube that the gear mounts to.
I mean, they're making a lot more limited slip differentials on actual cars these days anyways. I use 1 million weight diff oil to simulate limited slip.
a million.
A million. That's pretty thick.
I tried 20 million and I realized it's the same as lock. It's about.
The same as what?
It's basically the same as locked running 20 million.
20 million, yeah.
I did put the 20 million in my red cat basher though, in the front and rear, and left the middle open so it would be controllable, and it helped it.
Well, I've seen people test 1-to-1s. They use limited. They have some of them have limited slip, or they can lock the diffs on the
Mhm.
car, on the truck, or they use the traction control for different settings to get it to work better. So that's interesting.
Yeah, traction control is a big game changer in the no prep game nowadays, because they're using traction control on those 3,000 horsepower cars to make them go down the track better.
Well,
They're using
I-
traction control now.
Yeah. Like all the street outlaw guys, a lot of the faster no
okay,
prep
yeah.
guys are using, but a lot of the faster local no prep guys are using traction control because the computers now are so fast, they're able to keep up with light power cuts to get the tires together back up because they're using wheel speed sensors, adverse drive shaft sensors, and it's above my game. I'm still turning carburetor screws.
Yeah.
it's torque vectoring, where when it senses one is slipping,
Wow,
it
that's
gives
a
more power to
big
the other
word
one.
too.
You
What was
know,
that other bird word we learned tonight? I forgot already.
The coefficient of friction.
Yes, friction something.
Coefficient.
And
Keith
torque
is learning
vectoring.
big words tonight.
I can't remember them. That's the problem.
Well, guys, it's 11:37 on my hand. I'm gonna be leaving. So Brad, do you want to shut down or keep going, or what do you want
keep
to do?
going.
Keep going, okay? So I'll talk to you guys later.
We
Cheers.
make you
Have
host.
fun.
Making
And
me host.
Brad, go out there and break something.
No.
Cheers.
See you later, Tank.
See you, Tank.
Bye.
I guess I gotta put Brad as a co-host. As the host, I mean.
Your worst fear is happening.
I was about to leave, it would have shut down everything.
Right.
Anyways,
No, I
I
do-
always, when
Go ahead.
Dirk comes on, I make him host so he can show things like Frank does.
Right. Now I do use a stages on my drag car, Brad, because I use
Yep.
the DRK. So I can program up to 5 stages, so I can leave like at 60% for 0.5 seconds or 0.2 seconds.
So, technically you could, with a carbureted vehicle, you could still have electronic differential.
You could, but with me, I like the spool because I know that it's locked. And if it's not locked, something's broke.
Don't leave yet. I still have beer to drink and aluminum trans case to install on my SCX 24. We're not leaving yet. Eventually, I hope you could become on the video panel there, Corey.
But yeah, I mean, tuning on the drag cars is a whole nother game. I can only imagine what John has to do with all his bashers
If
in racing.
but I could see them using electronic differentials for dragsters just so they can deal with maybe a bumpier track.
They could, but they just use the traction control now. Because it's the way that stuff learns anymore. They tell it to give it a certain differential. Why is Queenie putting up a pig nose? That didn't look like a pig nose at first. And I'm way behind the game. I still run bracket car, old school stuff, manual, reverse manual, shift valve, body, transmissions, stuff like that.
Corey says he has plenty of stuff to share with the community.
You'll
You
have to
know
get
what?
his email, Brad.
Can you do a secret Instagram, instant message to Josh, and he could possibly get you on the panel right now and he'll send it to you through your email, Corey, if you want. Snow? Is it snowing by you, Queenie?
I think she's just putting all kinds of different emojis up.
Yes, Queenie.
Corey, if you message me,
Better mood just tonight, Queenie.
on Instagram, it's PWR Lifter 79 is my username.
That's what you got to do. And he'll get you on here. So did you hear? I basically have my tear scorcher done, but I actually have to take the front apart again to change the A-arms because the A5 part is known for braking on the car.
Mhm.
But I need that to hold the bumper. So what I have to do is I have to take the pins out of it that were not on the car that I got and use those because they won't put all that tightening on the plastic piece. So therefore it will keep it from breaking. So I got to do that or I can't have my bumper bouncing around up front.
Right.
So I have to take that apart again, even though the car is done. I mean, it's in one piece right now. Just needs painted and decaling, which I have to send out. And I probably won't get to it for another week because my friend won't be coming over this weekend because of holiday.
Keith Queenie is rarely in a bad mood.
She's really in a bad
Always.
mood.
She's rarely ever in a bad mood, she says. She's always in a good
The
mood.
other, well, she got upset the other day. So.
So that's going to be a pain in the ass. Do you use a flat tip, a small flat tip to get a C clip off? Because that's what we're going to have to do. And I don't want to take the whole front end off just to pull it out.
Yeah.
You can do that, or you can take tweezers on the small side and pull it.
Mm-hmm. Pull it straight out from the middle.
Yeah, I want to pull it out from the front and then clip it back in again in the rear when it's in when I put that front part back on.
I would just lay some kind of white towel or light colored towel down in
Mhm.
case.
Yeah, because they're like spring steel. They fly.
You know, I didn't have one of them go crazy on my King Hauler.
Really?
I hate dealing
There's
with
a bug.
E-clips. Most people do hate E-clips because they just fly across the room.
I found it. I found an
They're
easy
small.
way. I got a piece of wood and I pushed the E-clip a little bit into the piece of wood, and it leaves a little groove. And then you put the piece of metal right over and it goes poop, pops right in. So easy.
I thought you were using the ammo can as a lunchbox, John.
Oh, no.
I also have to find a way to get the servo wire to not hit its drive shaft because I can't have that burning it out. You know,
That's a problem there.
Yeah, I have to find a way to keep that. I may have to use some type of tape to keep it down, so it doesn't hit the drive shaft. I did test it today. It's fast. with the 3600 in it, it's fast.
I bet.
Okay.
When I didn't have the tires on it, I felt the axle moving. It didn't feel like it was moving very fast. But then when you put the wheels on it and you press fully, it goes, whew, just bam, it just gets up and moves. So obviously it's faster than what it felt like. Did he Instagram you?
Not that I've seen. Try to check my messages.
So it's going to be in the 70s up by you, John, this week. We're going to have a mid-70s day, and it's going to be thunderstorm.
Oh, they're talking a lot worse than thunderstorms here.
Yeah, me too down here, John. Really, we're supposed to get some really bad weather next
Yeah, we get
couple
the
of days.
We get the nice temperature, and we get the nasty weather that come with it. It's terrible. It's so maddening.
I'm getting 70 degrees tomorrow with possible 1.5 inch size hail,
Yeah.
70-mile-an-hour winds, and possible tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a Mississippi situation.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
That's kind of weird. You're getting it, I'm getting it. It's like
He
there must
says,
be a big ass line going through.
I'm
Yeah.
I
trying to
haven't
sign
watched the
up, but
weather.
every username is taken. How? I don't think that's how it works.
I
He
haven't watched
probably
the
isn't
weather.
signed up.
What?
Said he probably isn't signed up for Instagram yet.
You have to sign up to Zoom. Get that on there. And give him your address so he can send it to you.
All I know is I drove through Pflugerville today. That place.
Well,
Hate
I
that
know-
place.
I know Kansas has probably the worst hail when they get it.
Damn toll roads out the ass. $80-mile-an-hour speed limit and everybody's passing you.
Well, Well, you have what, a 6-speed automatic on your Soul?
Yeah.
So the engine isn't necessarily crying for another gear, is it?
No.
I was surprised you picked that as a new car for yourself. That's just like doesn't seem you.
It's a good little car. We're just going by prices too, you know. I didn't want to have a car payment.
Smart idea.
Tracy liked it.
What color is it?
It's white.
Plain white or metallic white?
It's just plain white. Tracy
Well-
had both of her legs when we got it. And she was driving it. And
You know, you could still hook up a system for her to drive still.
yeah. It's really hard for her to get in and out. And
Hey, Jake, we should get on the panel. Haven't seen you in a while.
boobies.
Different than what you said the other day in the down.
Yeah. Jake likes boobies.
John, you get your what were you working on, that Slash the other day?
Yeah, no, I'm still. That's why I'm digging my ammo can.
Was trying to coax Jake in saying that.
Looking and finding more parts. Parts that I know that I have that I can't find.
Don't you hate that shit? You know you have it. And they're just gone
Corey,
And I
just
just-
email me at
all the time.
jenshobbies@gmail.
Then I just happened to find some orphan Spectrum receiver just sitting randomly in a bag.
Right?
And I'm like,
I have one of yours.
The same thing happened to me. I'm like, what the hell is this
okay,
receiver doing in here?
okay, what the hell is this? And what the hell's wrong with it?
That's the same thing that happened to me. I'm looking for tires and I'm like, why is this receiver just in this plastic bag? I don't have 100 of them.
You know, I had to sniff my tires for my Tamiya because I just love the way they smell. They give good memories. There are a lot of people in the hobby who sniff their tires.
Well, upon looking at this thing, I remember this one. This one got wet, then I conformal coated it, and then I glued it shut, and it's just stopped working.
It doesn't work anymore? Does it work?
No, I think this one stopped working. That's why it's out. Because I do remember doing that, and this one has been glued shut. So I couldn't get
I
the
know I'm
stupid
using.
glue.
I know I'm going to be using that receiver, so I have to find a way to open that up. I hope it's not hard.
What's that?
But
You gave
Can you
me one of
open the-
those. I have
You
to
open
open
the
up.
door.
Not one of these ones that I just found.
No, you gave me a Spectrum receiver.
Yeah, well then that's out too.
So I have to open it up to code it.
Why? I have one question for you. Why?
Why? Because where I drive, I eventually could run into a puddle by accident.
Hit a puddle, John.
If you run into a puddle in the middle of a baseball diamond, you're probably not going to be running to begin with.
Oh, I sometimes run them in the grass, and that sometimes you don't see the puddle.
And
in
the grass is wet.
Yeah,
I doubt a puddle's going to ruin it.
that's what I'm saying.
I was
Brad.
running
That's
when I
overkill.
started
That's
running my
overkill.
Spider Buggy RX. I was running in the grass, and I didn't see a puddle, and I saw a bunch of water pop up. So that's what happens sometimes.
Okay. I'm gonna ask this. I'm gonna ask a stupid question right now.
What?
paranoid.
Brad, did you see my last video of playing with my crawler in the mud?
I might not have because I got a lot of videos that come up because I'm subbed to practically everybody, and you may have popped down really low before I could see it.
Oh, okay. But anyways, that's a stock SCX 10-2 truck out of the box, pretty much.
I saw it, John.
And
Hey, John,
that receiver is not waterproof.
But it has a cover on
I'd
it.
rather be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry. How about that, John? But you ran an SCX 10 out here, and you ran it through the creek, and it got wet, and it stopped working.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, that's hard to believe too, because it's got a cover on it.
Well, no, because I've been in and out of it to change ESC out of it, or
Yeah, I have
Seriously, though.
too, but
you know, like I said, they usually don't. Sometimes you don't get it to seal just right.
it's when you put silicone. I put silicone around it.
I just like being
I
safe.
did,
Sorry, John. That's
I
just
did.
who I am.
Yeah,
Remember, I
I
don't
know.
like breaking things.
Yeah, I don't like breaking things.
Well, good. I got some stuff to break.
He's
You
a little
always
bit
break.
afraid of the
You
water.
always break.
Actually, I do have stuff to fix.
He's a
You
little
still have
afraid
things
of
you
the
haven't
water,
started
though.
to use yet. You haven't even finished your GFO1 T, and you have a TR, and you haven't finished your Clod.
Yeah.
And melons, Jake says. Hey, Tony.
You know, you could do it the old-fashioned way, Brad, and just put a condom on it.
Or a balloon like they used to do.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Either or.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There we
like I
go.
said,
I've
I,
got.
I run quite a bit of my stuff pretty stupidly. I have the stuff to do it. I just don't do it.
Yeah,
I put my 2-2 Wraith upside down in the pond that beat the creek. Never shut off. Nothing was conformal coated. It was floating by the tires with the lights shining underneath the water.
is that
Nice.
stuff dry?
There's a guy in Korea I was watching a lot. He would totally submerge his vehicles running underwater.
Were you at Axial Fest 2 years ago?
No, I didn't get to go 2 years ago. I heard that was a muddy mess.
Yeah. Did you ever hear of somebody smoking the hell out of an ESC or something in the gravel pit?
Yes.
That was
Is that
I.
you?
That was I.
Dirk's here now. Brad, you can let him
Does
have
the-
control.
What
Does
did you
that
say,
dry?
John?
I said Dirk's here now. You can have him take over.
Hey, Dirk, we need to get Corey able to come in. He's wanting to come in, and we're having problems getting him the information for him to come in.
I told him to email me. I don't know if you heard my email. I don't have anything. But
Who?
Yes. That coating, does it dry or does it stay?
No, it
wet?
dries.
It dries.
It is. What color? It's not clear, is it?
Yeah.
It is. If you look it up to the light, you see like a blue tinge, but it's still clear.
Okay, it's blue. Yeah, I'm gonna
Slight blue, light, very, very tingy blue. You can barely see it.
Wednesday. I'm gonna bring in the stuff I use. See if it's the same stuff. The rock.
Coach, what are you
Oh,
doing
look.
now?
Looks like a wishing well, huh?
that's looking good.
That's the email, Josh.
It's the same as my name, gemshobbies@gmail.com. But Tony wanted to know if you were dressed as a shepherd tonight, Keith.
Yes.
He thinks you're a shepherd. Okay, Dirk. I'm still expecting John to sneak up on me soon.
Laugh away, laugh away.
Well, it's true because you laugh inside when you do that to
The
me.
one that laughs the most is the most laughed at.
Well, I hope you come up and Josh comes up at the same time. It'd be real fun. All three of us
What
running,
was it? Hare
running,
Krishna.
running
Hare
crawlers
Krishna.
and bashers.
Is that what the shepherds do?
I don't think they hear Krishna, but I could be wrong.
He says he doesn't have the link. How do you not have the link again?
Who, Dirk?
Yeah.
He's got the link now, I think.
I was just about to send it to him.
He's got the link.
Where the hell did I put
How was
Dirk, you
Dennis
and the-
running Chris's chat today?
What's
No,
that?
I'm the wise man.
How did Dennis do running Chris's chat today?
We just kind of BS about everything and anything. So my phone started to die, and which is probably getting ready to probably do again, but I figured at least I'd poke my head in and say,
Chris was busy today?
oh, Chris worked all day, and then he spent the rest of the afternoon in his yard digging out part of his track because he got the wrong sand and
Oh,
he wanted fill dirt, and they sent him some cement sand or something or other, real gritty and stuff, and they ran on it this weekend and killed receivers and motors and bearings and
he says I think.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah, because I noticed when I was just about to start, you were with Dennis and you, and I think there was a third person. I didn't see the third person.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, I would actually like to have that Silver Eagle myself. I really like it.
I do too.
They did a really good
Like
job on that. I hope it's going to be one of the more popular models.
I think the only thing you're going to run into is you can get the FMS, I think, a little faster than the Fair RC. I'm not sure. That's probably a Dirk question.
You're saying the other one, the FMS might be quicker?
As far as receiving it.
Buying it,
They
right?
they put a faster motor in it?
No, getting
Shipping.
it. Getting it.
Don't they have I swear those have 2-speed transmissions in them, don't they?
Yes, they do.
It's amazing that they could do that with such a small vehicle. I want a Silver Eagle also, Corey said.
What
All right, Corey, I think I sent you the link. You should be able to just join in on your phone or whatever. And it will cut when you start, it should be muted, just so you know.
Hey, look at that. You're drinking out a jug like me.
Buddy, I worked in the jail for 9 years that had stuff leaking through the walls. You always drink out of a gallon jug.
Yeah, but
You
you
brought your
also
own
go out.
water.
You also go out on the scene, so and it's real hot sometimes. So
Yep.
take
I
water.
always
with
have
you.
water.
I think water. I think most cop cars have water in it just because it is.
you know,
I think it's like standard equipment sometimes in some cop cars, isn't it? Here he is. Hey, Corey.
Still connecting.
Yeah,
Give
I
it one
know.
second. And then if you're watching YouTube, turn it down because it'll echo.
Hey, John. Corey lives in Detroit area.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
You should be good now, Corey.
Can you
Yep.
hear?
I think I'm here now.
Yeah, we can hear
Yep,
you.
you're here.
Yeah.
Get the,
You can see I got a
put
couple of my models on the wall up here.
Yep.
and you have what? Tamaya's on a shelf?
Oh, it's just kind of hanging on the wall.
What's up, live?
Hey, Lyle's here.
Hi, Lyle.
I just saw a thumbnail with him with a big machete cutting styrofoam. I look pretty evil.
Yeah. He did that like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Hey, Lyle, do you want to come onto the panel?
He's been cutting
I think
styrofoam.
I don't know how his data situation is.
Uh,
And then he was having that problem the other night. He said, I gotta go.
what?
What?
I thought you said you got to go.
He was talking about
We're
live.
talking about Lyle.
Okay. Hello, Radioactive.
Wow.
But Brad, I got Corey in here for you. I got to bounce. I got to work tomorrow.
Thanks.
See you guys. See you, John, Keith, Corey. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Josh.
See you, chat.
So how many did you Corey, how many Tamayas did you say you had?
I have 4 or 5 now. I have the TA06, the M06, the TTO2, and the I don't have it here, but I have the F250 high lift.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's basically just a shelf queen. And I don't even mess with this, but this is my old SCX10 that's completely integed out with everything.
So
But it's
you haven't ever used the high lift?
no, it's driven maybe 5 feet, but I put the light sound system in it, and I basically used it to set it up. And the receiver that I have, that's a 4-channel receiver to use all the functions that needed, is for another car. So I end up pulling the receiver out directly, and I've never put it back in 10 years, 12 years.
Well, I think you should hopefully you'll actually make it work again.
Oh, it's planning on in the works. It's just like the receivers, because I run Sanwa, and the brand name receivers are $120 a piece. But I can get on, randomly, I can get $60 receivers that will work, but they're only 4-channel receivers, and I don't have all the functions I want to, because to me it was built to run a stick radio, and I have a pistol grip. So I'm kind of forced to buying a stick radio, like an airplane controller, just to actually use the functions on the card, because there's no way to use it on a stick radio pistol grip.
If you get a radio link, they have 6-channel and a pistol grip. That'll work perfectly fine for you.
Well, the problem is the way it works is the other channel is on a stick radio, so you have to have another stick to run those controls. So unless you have, like on a pistol grip radio, you have a single, for a trigger and then your steering wheel. Well, on a stick radio, like an airplane, you have one that does one and then the other, and then another stick that has, so you have 4 whole channels that are digitally proportional as a stick that you can move around. But on a pistol grip, even the Fly Sky and all the other channels, it's a different, like you have to, you have one hand on your trigger and one hand on your steering. And even if you put one, you do a thumb control, the other 2 channels aren't within reach of the other hand to control both at the same time.
You know what? If you could see about buying one of those HG transmitters that are stick that they use on like their Hummers.
HG?
HG, they do a lot of copying of Tamiya, but they also have some of their own vehicles. HG, their Hummer came with, I don't know, an 8-channel radio as a stick.
Yeah, I was really debating on buying one of the Fly Skies, but as 10, 15 years ago, Fly Skies were kind of iffy. And then even at the racetracks, they became even iffier because some of the Fly Skies were so, the signal was so powerful, they were giving issues to all the other name brand controllers that they were actually banned from the racetracks. So I've been really iffy with it. But so far, there's so many people with Fly Skies. I'm kind of like really depending on like maybe just buy one of those 6 or 8 channel Fly Skies, and then I'll be able to use all those functions. And if I want to add a winch or something else, I'll have that ability.
Well, I know they still make stick radios that are definitely multiple channels, 6 and up, I think.
Heck, some
Yeah,
of them,
the
some
one
of
I'm
them,
looking at
Sean,
is 8 channels.
I'm saying Sean has that one's what, 12, 16 or something like that.
12 channel Fly Sky.
No, a stick radio. Brad's like, oh, you can always get a stick radio. I go, well, yeah, you can. Sean's got a stick radio that's like 12 channels.
And does he use it still?
Yeah, he uses it all the time. How do you think he drives 2 cars?
So Sean runs 2 cars off of one radio before. He knows how to do that. That's how he does videos with 2 vehicles at once.
That's funny because I have about 12 vehicles running off the same controller.
No, but he actually could run them back to
No,
back.
he runs 2 separate vehicles on the
Oh,
same stick controller.
I
Uses
can do that at the
his
same
receiver.
time, but I don't want to because each car has a different setting, and I'd have to set it all to one setting. So I'd have to try to make all the cars work with one, steering setting at the same time. All the cars, if I do it, every car would have one car steering to the left, one to the right. I just couldn't steer all the same, and then let alone the throttle.
No, he uses an airplane controller.
I have those 2.
So each stick, he can fine tune each stick.
Oh,
Forward is your rudder up, and reverse is your rudder down. And when you go to the right, it's the yaw to the right and the yaw to the left. That's how he steers. He uses one stick for one car and uses the other stick for the other car.
that is an awesome idea. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they back in the day with the Cruiser, there was a radio that actually had a gate for the stick shifting on the radio.
I would love to see that.
But what's nice about they made that car back in the Bruiser back in the early 80s. And it had a transfer case that actually worked in the same way where you can shift it from 4-wheel to 2-wheel drive.
That would be nice.
The Bruiser was in first gear, it was 4-wheel drive. And then you second and third, it would just go to 2-wheel drive. So the high lift has pretty much the same transmission, but there's different transfer case going on in there to make the Bruiser do what it does. And it's all metal. The Bruiser's an all metal chassis.
Yeah, I debated on buying upgraded parts for my high lift 250, but it's one of those things, like, it just looks so pretty when I first bought it. I'm like, I'm gonna, you know, go all out and build this thing. And then when I put it together, I'm like, this looks like a real truck. I can take this as a model from the factory and set it down next to a, well, 20, 30 feet away from, you know, in front of a real F-250, and take a picture of them and make them look side by side as a real truck.
Yeah.
And I had, like, I was not wanting to scratch that and destroy that, especially for the cost of that kit.
Well, the HG makes a ripoff version of the Bruiser. It's like a couple $100, but I would accept an HG, but I would personally rather have the Tamiya one. I mean, you know
I
what I mean?
understand that.
What's going on in there, Queenie? People not talking to you?
That's
They're
really-
talking to you like crazy. I see some of the stuff that's going on in the chat. I just haven't been mentioning because I'm in the middle of a conversation. But yeah, I'm hoping you get that thing running again. Sean isn't a big Tamiya fan. He likes their semis, but it was funny. He did say he likes that new buggy that they're making, the BB01.
Mhm.
You've seen it. It's a nice buggy. Totally new chassis and everything. And then they make the new MB01 where you can make it rear wheel or front wheel drive with the same kit, which I think is
Yeah, I
ingenious.
think I first seen that at the Doorward Toy Factory at one of those videos that someone was showing.
Yeah.
And it was one of their new things coming out.
That buggy should be out in May, I think.
Yeah.
It's only at Tower Hobbies was pre-ordering it for $255, which isn't bad for that particular car. And you could get a slipper clutch option for it if you want. Jake, just come here on the panel. I haven't seen your face in a long time. So
Boobies.
Movies.
Yeah, that people said Tamiya hit it out of the park with that new buggy.
They hit it out of the park with the Porsche.
Oh yeah, I'm glad they finally made a modern body Porsche. I'm like, where is someone making the modern day, and why hasn't Tamiya made the modern day Porsche? I like the GT3.
I ordered the SRX from the hobby shop when I first heard about it, and then I seen the Porsche, and I'm like, well, that's the body I'm gonna buy, and I'm still waiting on both of them.
It was a body like $50.
I think it was 62 for the body kit with everything.
50 with everything, the decals and everything
Oh, 62.
with decals.
Yes.
You know what? Believe it or not, the ones that aren't racing vehicles, believe it or not, like the Senna one that they made, they have a lot of decals on it. It wasn't even a racing car look.
Well, I have up there the GTR, and that has, I think it's 141 stickers total to put on that body kit.
50 decals?
150.
Oh, for that GT3?
GTR Nissan.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
It's
their
all
rally cars, and their touring race cars have over 100 decals on them on the average.
Yeah, it's like 150 on this version, and it's ridiculous because Like
How
on
long did it
here,
take you
you
to
have
do
to
the
wrap
body?
around every little piece, so it's like what you think is one decal is actually 12.
How long did it take you to do the body?
I'm pretty good with bodies. I've done them a lot, but I think it probably took me a good 6 to 8 hours to do the body. Well, just decals.
That's harder than I mean, the chassis is easier.
Yeah. I built the chassis in about like an hour and 10 minutes.
Uh, I mean, the elf, you saw the top, you know about my stack of vehicles. The elf gave me that, all of those. I even got more than that. I even got triplicate and double of some cars. And I gave them away to a friend of mine who just got back in the hobby because of me. I didn't need double and triplicate.
I
Now,
have a
now,
couple.
I do have the regular Grasshopper 2, and I'm going to build it because I also have the Black Edition version. But to me, it's a different body because it's a different color, different decals, same chassis.
It is.
But what was nice about the Black Edition is actually cheaper than the original one, and it has oil-filled dampers. The Grasshopper 2 does not, but the Grasshopper 2 Black Edition did. It's just like the new Grasshopper. I would like to have the Grasshopper with the candy green, but and it's actually cheaper than the original Grasshopper. I don't know what sense that makes, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, the Grasshopper was one of my favorites growing up, but at the same time, knowing that there's that little pin, that little piece that would break off in the suspension the second you hit a curb, I lost love for it.
What broke on it?
The rear suspension, where the rear attached to the chassis.
I haven't had a problem with mine. I mean, it may have the most simplistic suspension system of all, but it's still fun to play with.
Yeah, I think I was just rough on mine as a kid.
I have a Hornet again. I would love to see them make the Super Hornet again.
The Super Hornet is nice, but right now I have, like you said, you have doubles. I bought the XR 311 3 times, and so far have built the chassis twice, and then gave away the other chassis because I just wanted the body parts, because I'd get so far building the body and then like lose interest in it and lose the parts.
I mean, I also have a Super Storm Dragon, which is on the Hornet body, but the body's different. I'm going to set up the front suspension a little different. I'm going to make it a softer front end than I did on the Hornet. It'll give different handling characteristics in the front.
That would be nice to see how they handle differently.
It had, because they have O-rings in this cap, and you can either have 2 on each side or 1, and the single O-ring gives you a softer. I think it gives you a softer lock. As a cloud, it's a Super Storm Dragon. You think of cloud, so it should be puffy, soft, springy.
Yeah, the one XR 311 I did finish because it doesn't have any shock suspension. It's just torsion bar suspension. I guess it was, to me, is first suspension car. So it's got AA arms, but it's got torsion bars underneath the chassis that connects to the suspension arms. But it's just a bouncy, like it's when I drove mine without the body, it was so bouncy. Yeah, I wasn't
I
interested in
want-
driving it.
I want an XR11. I want an XR311.
I think I still have at least one of them complete in parts floating around.
The XR311 is a fun vehicle. I would love to drive it, even though it's a live axle. I mean, even though it's a Aussie rear end, like my SRB chassis.
The SRB has the same rear end.
Yeah, no, its gearbox is a Aussie rear end. Like,
Okay. I just know the XR311 has that weird rear end where the motor's sitting, sideways on the chassis.
and that's also cool. I like that. That's cool. Like that. The Cheetah's the same way, which they haven't come back out with. I'm surprised they haven't come out with that Lambo version.
That would be interesting to see.
Brad, I gotta take off. I will see you
Oh, that's early for
Thursday.
you, Keith. That's early for you, Keith.
Yeah, I know.
You're
I
lucky.
gotta do a bunch of stuff tomorrow, so. Yeah, good night, guys.
Later.
Good night.
Bye.
Yeah.
So, I also have both. I have the original version of the lunchbox, and I have the black edition. But then there's a guy, Adam, who paints my cars for me. He has so many different versions and modified ones that he made himself, variations with the bodies. He's got lots of lunch boxes, but they all have different themes on them.
So I got a question. The lunchbox is the new one says 12 scale. Is it the same as the old one?
They're all a 12 scale. That and the Midnight
Okay.
Pumpkin.
Okay, because I've had the Midnight Pumpkin, and that was 10 scale. So when I
but
see the
Midnight
same
Pumpkin's 12 scale.
chassis,
The Midnight Pumpkin's
Is
12
it?
scale. Yep.
okay, because I had the Midnight Pumpkin growing up, and then when I seen the lunchbox and it said 12 scale, but I'm like, that's the same chassis. I'm like, is that the same thing I had as a kid? Because it looks
Yeah.
smaller, but I've grown up since then.
Yeah, it's just the body's different. I have the metallic version. I have the metallic version of the Midnight Pumpkin, where you don't have to paint the body. It's already chromed out, the body, and you just put decals on it. That's it.
Okay, because I had the Midnight Black Edition, like I want to say 20 years ago.
Hey, I think you could still get the metallic special. You'll have to look.
That would be nice. I know they have the gray
Lunchbox.
Cloudbuster at the
Yeah,
hobby shop next to me, and I'm looking at it like, man,
They
do I
also-
want to spend an extra $100 on the gray edition compared to the stock version?
Yeah, but some of their variation body colors are cheaper than the original versions, which is, I don't know why, but it is. I mean, Tower Hobbies sells the candy green edition for $93 of the Grasshopper. And the original one's over 115.
Hey, you just convinced me to buy a Grasshopper.
$93, Tower Hobbies. Candy green edition. They brought that back out. There was also a second different type of green colored one. There was a metallic green, which I think was a different shade of green, but the candy green is, bright.
Yeah, I believe there was a story about the candy green where there was some designer for Tamiya who would do special editions
Yes, they did that
of
with
their
the Hornet.
cars.
They did it
There's
with the Hornet.
actually a museum. Yeah, there's actually a museum with all those crazy edition cars on display in Japan.
You know what? There's actually a gold edition. They brought the gold edition mini lunchbox, but there was a gold edition body for the 12 scale one too. And there's also a blue edition, a red edition, and there's a green edition. They have all the blue. So
I love how they do all the different editions. At least they're better than Traxxas and not suing all the little guys making parts
Yeah,
for
yeah.
things.
You see, I told people that's the reason I will never buy a Trax. I'll accept one, but I won't buy one.
I'm sorry, I race them.
Yeah, you race them because everybody races the Slash. They always use the Slash to do a lot of things.
And they're cheap.
I agree with racers saying, oh, they race the Slash, but I tell you at my local track, the Slash is the last one to finish the race if it finishes the race. Techno, Associated, Losi beats a Slash every day of the
I
week.
do oval racing.
He oval races.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't bring a Tamiya to an 8 scale freaking off-road track.
I wouldn't take him to an ACL off-road track either, but I do race I have raced a TTO2 buggy against associated 7.4.1s and only been a lap behind.
Yeah.
Hey, I had I years ago, I would go to someone's house. He had a small oval track. I used my Super Hornet against these guys with low season associated. A couple of times I beat them in the race with that car, which was funny as hell. And then I had the original Fighter Buggy RX, and I beat them a couple of times with that one. And then eventually I bought a B3. So, but it was a small oval track, so I guess it was possible for the Tamiya to beat them occasionally.
Yeah, I know that. I actually competed for maybe 3 or 4 weeks at the local track in the mid 2000s against T4s with a T1 associated buggy and was able to win one race. But I was always like at the bottom of the top 10 out of like 30 or 40 drivers. But I was able to win like one main one day. I just got lucky.
Have you ever raced at the sandpit?
I have not been at the sand pit, but everybody I know runs the sand pit, and I'm kind of mad I haven't been there yet.
How long would it take you to go to Battle Creek area?
Battle Creek's on like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah. What side of Detroit are you on?
I'm downriver, which would be like I'm closer to Toledo than I am like the north side of Detroit.
All right.
You're in Wayne County still. Is that what they call
Yep,
it?
I'm at the bottom of Wayne County. Like if I go any further south, I'm out of Wayne County.
You know, Ohio has a Wayne
you're
County also. Is that
you're not quite the Dundee.
I'm not. I'm like 5 minutes from Grosse Ile, I guess. I mean, and it's right down the street. I can literally see 94 from my house, and 94 is 2 minutes from 75, and that's straight down the.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I know where you are.
So you could go to Battle Creek where he goes to that what's the name of that place? Ollie's or what?
What are you talking about?
You said there's a place that has lots of different tracks and a guy runs on his property.
Oh, no, that's up to Walters RC Park up in Ionia.
Yeah, Walters. I love Walters. Oh my God, I love Walters.
Well, yeah, I've been up there a couple times. Actually, I should say a couple too many times, or a couple not enough times.
It's never enough times.
Yeah, I know.
I definitely plan on. My birthday is the day before the gauntlet at Walters RC this year. So I'm spending my 40th birthday and I'm having a bash there, and I'm bringing, I don't know, maybe a half dozen trucks, and then I don't know, at least an ounce of something to smoke.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was up there gauntlet twice last year. Or last 2 years I've been up there at least once. The Gauntlet. I went up Friday night this past year. And then I was up there Saturday the year before.
Yeah, last year I broke every rig I brought.
No shit.
It was ridiculous. It was steering servo after steering servo, and then it was axles. Oh my God, it was just ridiculous because I ended up buying Jeff's from Reaction RC, his last front axle assembly just to get a stock axle, and had to remove my +4 axles just to compete in the competition for my STX 24.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. So I also run up to Reaction at least maybe once a month.
Well, I have a
I
feeling you
plan
guys
on
are gonna
heading
bump
up
into,
there.
I have a feeling you guys are gonna eventually bump into one another.
Oh, who knows? We may have actually bumped into each other at the Gauntlet.
But
Who
now
knows?
you know who to look for.
Yeah, I said I was up there for Purgatory last year.
I made it there for Purgatory, but I didn't run Purgatory because I was still setting up my tent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I plan on going up there. I talked with Jason's RC quite a bit, so if,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you up there, and I guarantee we're gonna meet each other.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you'll meet Tony too.
Oh, yeah. Tony. Well, yeah.
I've
Tony
met
runs the
Tony.
24. Tony run the 24.
Yeah, I've met Tony more than a couple times.
Yeah.
And there's guys at my hobby shop that I'll run into, and I'm like, wait, I met you at the Gauntlet. You know what I mean? Like, how did I meet you 2.5, 3 hours away, and then see you at my local establishment on a regular basis?
Yeah.
I don't have really any. I have like beginner type crawlers. I just got this one from my friend. He got one vehicle, got two vehicles for the price of one, with the tread, and it came with 4 tires, so I can change it out. You know, from the tracks to the wheels, tires. That's kind of a crawler vehicle, but I can't walk the trails because my knees are so bad. It's unfortunate. I'd probably have more crawlers if I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, our local hobby shop, Nankins, they always have like a fall crawl where we actually take a mountain bike trail through the woods in a local state park. And we take the crawlers through the state park, and that would be something like, I think because it's not treacherous, it'd be something that you probably could do. But at the same time, I'm thinking about it like halfway through it. Once you're halfway through it, you have to get back out.
Yeah.
So it's like, it might not be one of those things that a crawler would be good for you at that kind of situation.
I mean, I could do some crawling right in front of me. That's about the extent of it. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do anything else. I can't stand for very long. It's just. I mean, there's places in the metro parks out here in Cleveland, over 60 miles of park. Pretty much every one of them has water in it. It's all, and John likes the parks. He's a nature type of guy, and he likes them. You could crawl. There's plenty of places to learn to crawl in there, especially on the bridle trails. You could do a lot of trailing through the bridle trails.
Oh, come on, Brad. I found a great spot to go.
What?
I found a great spot to go crawling.
At the metro parks?
No. There's spots everywhere, dude. They're tearing out a power line and replacing the power poles, the old A-frame power poles with the actual pole poles. It's all torn up. It's nothing but ruts and mud. Man, we had fun with our crawlers over there the other day.
Also, our metro parks touch the national park out here. So that's nice.
Yeah. All right. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna head to bed.
You leaving, John?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Hey, Dirk, why aren't you in here yet?
Because he's probably helping his kids.
He's having too much fun in the chat with everybody going crazy.
I don't know. Nice to meet you, and I will definitely probably see you on one of these again, and we'll definitely have to try to figure out something.
Yeah, we'll see each other one day.
Oh yeah. Which Nakin? Because there's only what, 3 of them?
There's 4 of them, and I go to every one of them.
Oh, is there 4 of them now?
Yeah, there's one close to me. Like I'm halfway between the Southgate store and the Westland store. And then there's the Farmington store and then the Ypsilanti store.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get there into Larry's one of these days.
Yeah, I gotta go to Larry's to pick up some Tamaya stuff because they're the only people who have to be
And I'm glad that you like Tamaya. You're not like a lot of the other guys always teasing me about it. But you know, the reason if you're in this hobby, you should have at least built one of those from that company at least once in your life. It's just like a rite of passage.
Oh, come on, let's bring a whole fleet to the skate park, Brad.
You know what's going to the skate park. I told you what's going to the skate park. He wants me to break my shit on a skate park. No way.
Do you remember the old Boulogne chassis?
The what chassis?
Boulogne. I think it was Boilink. Boulogne. They had these little pan chassis, kind of like the 12 scale on roads, but they had all sorts of different hot rod bodies and drag car bodies and just all sorts of,
Are
but
you
they were
talking
just these
about-
little flat.
Yeah, the pan cars.
Yeah, the Boulogne.
You're talking like the Legends or Bowling.
Yes.
Bowling.
Yeah, Boulogne.
Yes,
Boulogne,
I remember
yeah.
Bowling. You know, Parma was named after a neighborhood I used to live in Ohio.
I drove past Parma a million times on 75.
Well, actually, Parma was in North Royalton, which is south of Parma, Ohio. They had a space there, but that place shut down a long time ago. Parma doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, Parma had a really, really big interest in the slot cars. People would run the
they
slot
also
cars.
did bodies for RC cars too. They also had their own chassis of their own.
Yeah, I believe I used to run like in the early 2000s a lot of the Parma bodies.
It's a shame that company's gone.
That company and a million others.
Like AYK. AYK had some really nice looking vehicles.
Not just vehicles, like just electronics. Tekin ain't the same. Novak doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. You know what was about to go bye-bye? But they just got bought out and they're coming back. Venom's coming back.
Oh, Venom. That'd be nice.
It's coming back. Nico.
Yeah,
I
was actually
remember when Nico was gone. I remember when Nico was gone for almost a year, and then they got bought out in 2019 and they're making cars again. but I wish they'd go back to their classics like Tamiya does. They had some really wonderful toys.
Yeah, I think it was SMC batteries. Like I loved
MRC?
SMC. They were just SMC.
I think they still exist.
They still exist.
I think they
There
still
was
exist.
that company, and I think it was Kinetics. With Kinetic with the X on the end. I actually got sponsored by that company. I want to say the really early 2000s, running two-wheel drive buggy. And that company was there, and then one day they just were gone.
You know what? The Duratrax, they had some good cars not too long ago. Some
Yeah,
of them were
some
of them were race worthy. Some of the Duratrax stuff was race worthy.
Yeah, Duratrax did have some good stuff. They were entry level, just like Duratrax is now, is from what I understand, Duratrax is now ECX.
I still see their name used for items. I remember I liked their tires that they had for Tamiya. I love the pinstripe diamond ones.
I still use the Duratrax on my fifth scale Baja HPI
They still make tires.
5B.
They still make tires.
They still make the tires, so I'm still using their the street webs. I forgot what their name they are. The street tires and the I'm trying to remember the name of them. I have to go grab my fifth scale from the other room, but I got the name of the tires. There's Duratrax tires. I mean, those are beasts. Like the ones that came on the HPI Baja SS kit when it came out, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, they were nice. But as soon as you got on the street with them, they were gone. The new
The
tires,
diamond spike ones, I would love to have some diamond spike tires.
I would like to.
They were in a diamond shape, the pins.
Yes, I would like those, but they didn't last. They were you can't actually run them.
You could run them in grass and loamy dirt.
Yeah, they just wear out so fast. It was ridiculous.
I bet you they were decent in the snow, though.
I didn't test that. All right, I'm going to grab this damn tire. I'm going to find out what tire it is. I'll be back.
Queenie, Jake, are you going to come into the panel, man? I only have one 8 scale vehicle. I have the Typhon 3S.
Dirt Busters. That's what they're called, Dirt Busters.
Ah, yes. That's a nice tire.
Yeah, they don't wear out like the diamond pins though. They just
gotta weigh. Does that thing weigh like 30 pounds?
I got a 28cc motor on it and the turbo racing clutch and a bunch of stuff on it. So I'm guessing it's probably at least 25. It ain't light.
I mean, well, you look at the Raminator. That's 80 pounds.
I don't even want to pick up that damn Primal RC.
They now have that HPI makes a nitro one like that and an electric one now.
The Savage? Oh no, yeah.
They have an electric version of the Baja 5.
Yes, they do have the electric. The problem is right now is I actually have a friend who works for Toyota and he's, he's from Japan and he's actually a personal acquaintance with the owner of the current owner of HPI. And apparently there's some sort of quarrel because his wife had an affair with the distributor owner. So getting parts and getting things is like a really big problem right now. Like you can say order it, like it may say on the website, order now, but getting it is a totally different story.
Oh, I have one Kyosho. I like it a lot. It's quick.
Kyosho is, which Kyosho?
I have the Beetle one, the off-road Beetle one.
Okay. I was looking at a different, like some of the retro buggies in one of my local hobby towns.
They're beautiful
Has the-
kits. They're made out of a lot of them are made out of metal parts everywhere. The quality's fantastic.
The was it the RB5 or the Ultima?
Yeah, the RB5, the new Dirt Master. It's what I call now a retro mod because they're put some modern equipment in it, so it can run brushless stuff.
Yes, I was looking at that. It's like what,
That's not
$439
expensive.
for the Ultima?
Yeah, it's almost $400 for the Ultima Mid, and the Ultima Turbo Ultima has that gold chassis. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like 430 something, ain't it?
Somewhere around there. It's a beautiful kit. I would love to have it. I don't have any
Yeah, I've
shelf
seen-
queens. I don't have shelf queens. I run my cars. I don't care what the hell they are.
I still have shelf queens because I built them in the idea of driving them, and then I didn't have a place to drive them anymore, so I just put them on the shelf. And other cars I beat the living snot out of.
I have 3 Armas. I have the old Phase-On that they had a few years ago, and I have the 3S, the new 3S Typhon, and I have the new Boost 2-wheel drive Sentin, which
Oh,
can
the
be
Sentin?
changed, which you can change with $40 to a 4-wheel drive.
That
I plan on
do-
keeping it. I plan on keeping it with a 2-wheel drive.
I did like that about Arma compared to every other company, because all the other companies that made 2-wheel drives, short course trucks, every other one, the 2-wheel drive version of the 4-wheel drive chassis were 100% different. You could not convert to 2 to 4, except for the Arma.
But it's cheap to make it 4-wheel drive. $40, that's nothing.
Yeah, that makes it nothing. Like every other company, the 2-wheel drive version wasn't compatible with the 4-wheel.
Yeah.
My only Arma I have is this 4S Creighton.
I did like their 8-scale 2-wheel drive buggy. They had some lying around recently, and then they sold them all for like $99. Are you still here?
Because
You're locking up on me.
oh, sorry.
You're having oh. I need someone to come into the panel. That thing is acting up. Yeah, you're
Oh, there you go.
getting all messed up. The holiday buggy, I put oil-filled dampers on it and a 17-turn radon motor in it with adjustable timing. Thing is quick and it handles beautifully. The Tamiya holiday buggy.
I've never seen that one. Is that a Volkswagen Bug?
See the blue car?
Okay.
That's what it is. It's a DTO2 chassis.
Okay. The DTO2.
Yep. That thing handles beautifully with oil-filled dampers and that 17-turn motor in it. Someone once told me when they watched the video, he says, that's the fastest holiday buggy I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think I told you last week I took my TA06 touring car and I put a 7-turn mod motor in it and kept the stock gearing that came, like the 23 tooth pinion, whatever came on it. And I took it out for, a speed run, and I was actually doing about 75, beating overdriven, souped up X Maxes on a straight, in a straight race. Mind you, I did get ran over once.
There's a guy in Australia that's gotten the touring car chassis with a 4S system in it. He's gotten to do over 150 miles an hour. You're locking up again, man. What's wrong with your cable? Or
sometimes.
yeah, there's a guy named Stuart Mack in Australia. He's gotten a Tamiya chassis to do over 150 miles an hour.
That's awesome. I wish I could do that. I couldn't do that. I'd be worried about blowing up a belt.
I think he was using. I think he was doing that with a TT02 or one of the race chassis.
So a shaft driven.
Yeah, you got to look him up. Stuart Mack is his name. But when he'd wipe out at triple digits, you'd be surprised if the car wasn't that badly damaged just because it's light.
Yeah, I would like to see what a belt-driven car would do at those kind of speeds.
You'd have to take up the slack so it didn't bounce around as much.
I actually loosened my belt when I ran the higher speeds. It just didn't feel I even hitting the brakes when I first set the car up from stock, like, hey, this is how you should set the car up. And I pulled it off the shelf. It's been sitting for 10 years. And I set it up and I ran it, and I hitting the brakes, the belt didn't slip. I remember when I was, 10, 15 years ago, when I was running belt driven touring cars from the triple XS low C to the FK04 X-ray, when you hit the brakes and you hit hard, you feel like you can hear the belt slipping and then clicking those teeth as it stops. So when I set the car up and I didn't hear those clicking teeth, I immediately loosened the belt because I'm like, it's got to be too tight. And it performed flawlessly on those high speed runs. So I know there's probably a value of how tight you want your belts versus, being in control.
You know what? You should. You were talking about the XV02. It's shaft driven, and the XV01's belt driven. But the belt driven one has the up front above the axle motor, and the other one has a mid-mounted front. Trust me, they handle differently, completely differently.
I believe they handle differently. I do remember the triple X4 and the double X4 low C buggies. The triple X being a single bell going all the way around with a mid rear motor, and then the double X4 being a mid motor with a double or triple belt system. And they were completely different. Like, there was nothing the same about the way they driven.
And you could tell the difference between shaft and belt
All day long, especially in touring car.
Have you seen the new TB08 Evolution? That's a beautiful chassis from Tamiya.
I think I've looked at it, but I haven't seen anybody with one or just seen it in
They're
real life.
expensive as hell. I think they're all carbon fiber.
Yeah, I've been looking to buy, because my local dirt track just like every other dirt track, all the landlords are saying, get the clay out of the track because you guys are watering the dirt, and the water and the moisture is actually affecting the steel structure of all these industrial buildings. So you got to get, we can't, let you keep destroying the building living here. You got to get rid of the dirt, and now everyone's going to carpet. So now the off-road tracks who have always been off-road only are now going, well, all we got to do is just lift up the ramps and we can run on-road. Or we can just make
Rally
smaller
cars.
ramps.
You could run
They
rally
do rally
cars.
cars.
Tracks.
So they can run rally. So right now it's that time where on-road and rally is going to make a big return because there's actually going to be a place for them because all the dirt tracks have to go back to carpet.
Bye, Lyle. You know what's nice? You can have these very little tread on clay for off-road buggies because they grip like crazy on the clay.
Yes, well, I run slicks.
I mean, yeah, you get those ghost treads. You can still see a tread pattern in there, but they're very light and they're getting terrible. They're getting major traction on the clay.
It's my local track. There's so much traction I can actually show you here. That's my four-wheel drive race buggy. It's actually completely slick. Every bit of it. If you run treaded tires on our wet clay blue groove track, you've lost already. You have to run slicks on our clay, or you don't got enough traction.
That's or you get one of those ghost treads where it's very light tread.
Yeah, even the ghost treads don't work on our track because they keep the track wet. There's never an instant, even on our really, really big race days, when we have, say, 15 or 20 heats of racing. So you got 5 times 15 plus 2 minutes in between before they can actually stop the race and then water the track to water it down.
And then carpet, you need a treaded tire.
Yeah, carpet, you definitely need to try to do. These cars, my dirt cars, I would actually have to replace the entire chassis from a slightly flexible chassis to a stiffer chassis, change from a ball differential to a gear differential just to compete with the other carpet driven cars that were already designed around carpet. So for me to switch from dirt clay to carpet, I would have to change my entire car, chassis and rear differential minimum.
They're running buggies on carpet too.
Yes, buggies, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, stadium truck, 8 scale. They're running them.
I mean, I run a lot of my cars on a sandy dirt combination on a baseball diamond. I love seeing the rooster tails. Sometimes it gets so cloudy you can't even see the car.
Yeah, that's exactly like my 5th scale. There's a spot next to the freeway where people in the neighborhood used to run their 4-wheelers and dirt bikes, and they just race along the freeway, on the side roads. And who's going to stop them? Like, you're not going to drive off the freeway or go through someone's backyard. The cops are going to drive through there to stop them. They just fucking do it. But I go out there with my 5th scale and just do laps.
Hey,
Hello.
hello. For a second there, I saw John. That was weird.
Oh, hey, Dirk.
Hey, what's up, Corey? How are you?
You guys were going crazy in there
And where?
in the chat. Why isn't Jake joining us on the panel?
I think he wants to join in the offline. So do you want to end it?
Yeah, stay here. We have after hours in the chat. When the chat's turned off, you can still stay here. So just stick around, okay, Corey? Eric, I'll put you as the host.
Yep. All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, cruel world.